Okay, y'all. So I was sitting here listening to this video, but I just got through talking to my daughter. Today is her birthday, so uh, I got to explain this to y'all before I finish playing this video because I'm only 13 seconds in, and it was like punching every nail. Like, wow, hold on, let me go live with this. So tomorrow, which today is my daughter's birthday, but tomorrow, August 3rd, marks the anniversary of when they took me to jail and took my girls into DCF that day. So it's been real crazy and it feels a little off. Like I don't want to say too much and make them mock me, but it feels very off, as if there's something strategic. So look, what I mean is, like, okay, because I get online and I want to warn you guys who do decide to stand up for yourself and not allow them to intimidate you to make you stop speaking your truth, right? Because it's important that you do. So normally, normally, follow me, y'all. Normally, they will sabotage you when you speak out, when you help yourself with something, when you bypass traps. Normally, they retaliate in a real bad way. So y'all follow me, to the ones who studying this, and especially the ones who going through it to understand exactly what I'm saying. But lately with me, they have like the corrupt ones, right? Because I did notice, I'm gonna clarify. I did notice for a very long time. It seems like some authority figures know what's going on with me, and they like secretly help me all the time. So that's been normal. But what I started noticing is like those who would normally be like giving me a hard time. Let's just say that they have been blessing me, y'all, and it's like out of nervousness, or the fact. I won't say that. Let's finish this. So I had this on my headphones listening to this, y'all. Look, so y'all know.
Collecting meaningless validation and chasing hollow victories, something entirely different
Let's
pulses
just put
through
it all
your
the way back. It's by Obsidian, Chosen
chosen
One.
one.
Your
You are
knowledge
right
came.
again.
Let me
They've
move
been
this.
watching you your entire life.
Look, Chosen One, your knowledge came directly. Come on, YouTube, directly from source. You are embodiment of divine knowledge.
Waiting
Yes.
for this moment when the final veil would drop and you would see what they've always feared
Okay,
you'd
I'm gonna turn
discover.
y'all around.
The ancient whispers were right about you, chosen one. While others stumble
First,
through existence.
first, I want you to understand that the activity in front of my house is totally different now. So to my day ones that, watch my lives in the past, or recently, and seen how the same cars will pass by back to back, it has been very different lately. So I'm gonna play this and turn y'all around.
Collecting meaningless validation and chasing hollow
I'm
victories,
I'm gonna give you
something
my
entirely
analysis of
different
what they
pulses
doing
through your veins,
at the end of
something that
this, but
makes
I'm
the
gonna let the
gatekeepers
angels.
nervous,
I'm gonna
something
let
that
the angels,
disrupts their
y'all.
carefully constructed
Uh,
systems of control and limitation. But
cause
here's
I'm gonna
what they
shut my
never
car
told
off.
you. The very experiences that nearly destroyed you were actually the final stages of an initiation that began before you
Okay.
took your first breath.
Confirmation.
Every betrayal.
Let me say it first so the angels could clear it up, because let me tell you, the thing is, I've been feeling like this for a very long time. And the fact that I won't do it is what make them do certain things. But the fact that they see now that there's no invert in me, they try to, because they're scared. They've been trying to initiate me. And the things they do on my daughter is like an initiation. It makes sense. It's her birthday today. It, these people are sick and funny to the point where I get it now. It's like they know that they screwed, pretty much, they spiritually and physically. So they want you in the way. It's like they angry with you, like fuck. We know, we could see your light, we could see your glow. It's for all the TIs on this list. They could see your light, they could see your glow. It's in how you move. I just told this girl, literally, I wrote her this in Messenger, like, boo, it's how you move. You're different from them. It's some this girl, she always look out for me here in this town. It's a couple of them, but this one girl, I had to let her know, look, you don't have to apologize to me. I see actions speak louder than words, and I could tell you have, like, pretty much telling her, I know you ain't got nothing to do with none of this shit. You see the fuck nigga shit for what it is, without saying too much, because then the program may retaliate on that girl, because I don't even talk to her. We don't chill. I just every now and then she shoot me a ping like, hey, I see you out there. Keep doing you. These hoes hating on you, like shit like that. So yeah, and I don't even want to hear what they said. I think people like that about me. Like I don't even ask you. I don't want to know. Don't tell me what they said or what they did. Cause guess what? That's powerful in a way. Cause most people, natural people, say what he did or what she said. But when you know who you are and you know what people do, gonna come back on them. You don't really give a fuck what they do. They could just do it, and that just go for the program in general. Everything they do is gonna hit them so hard, y'all. So let them keep doing it. That's confirmation.
Every moment of isolation, every instance
Yeah,
where
they
you
trying to
felt like the
initiate
universe had abandoned you, all of it was
people
preparing you
around
for
me
a revelation so
since they
profound
can't
that
initiate
once you
me.
fully grasp it, there will be no going back to the small life they wanted you to accept. You've always been different. Even as a
They
child,
being real
you
nice because
possessed an
they in
uncanny
trouble.
ability to see through the facades.
Did I tell y'all that? They moving real nice because they in trouble right now. A lot of these people know already, and some of them don't. They probably haven't got the buzz or call or audit of their lives. But a lot of these people getting in trouble for the little schemes they've been getting away with. Let's say it like that, because they be so happy when they come over on you and do shit to you, fuck with your cars and fuck with. They don't know it might be one person watching you from somewhere you just don't know. Cause my life has been like that, and these authority figures that's corrupt, they sit back and say that too. When somebody call, hey, do you remember that girl Valencia? You know, like what the fuck do you know that? We thought we wiped all the lenses. We thought we cleared all the tapes. How do you know?
That adults wore so convincingly.
Oh,
While your peers were
gotcha,
content with
bitch.
surface level interactions, you were instinctively drawn to the deeper currents of truth
Because
that
God
flowed
said we
beneath
teaching
social
everybody how to be
conventions.
kind, one
This
person at a
wasn't
time.
learned behavior,
And I
it
gave
was
him,
an
I
innate
asked him
recognition system
to
that
use me as a
identified
vessel.
authenticity
So
and
I'm the
exposed
right wing
deception
man.
with surgical precision. But what you didn't understand then, what they desperately hoped you'd never understand, is that this ability was just the beginning.
Come on,
The
baby.
first hint of something far more powerful stirring within your consciousness, something that would eventually threaten everything they've built their power upon. What flows through you isn't merely intuition or emotional intelligence, it's gnosis, the direct knowing that bypasses intellectual analysis and connects straight to universal truth. This ancient form of wisdom acquisition has been systematically suppressed by institutions that profit from keeping
Ooh,
humanity dependent on external authorities for guidance. They've convinced people
let me
that
like
knowledge
this
must come
already.
through approved channels, sanctioned educators, and certified programs, when in reality the most profound insights emerge from the depths.
So I made 6 6. It's crazy. I got 6 6 on the food stamps. $666. They took it and gave me that much, and then I can't get over nothing with the gig jobs that I looked at this sorry ass shit today, and it's $66. See, these people, it's not the companies, it's these motherfuckers hacking into your phone that's doing all of this corrupt shit. And then I had this next door notification come in my phone. It makes me realize how deep this shit is when I saw this in my feed. And the lady take a picture. I posted this, y'all. This lady take a picture of all of these Cash App, Chime cards, different SSI letters, all type of shit. And it's like several posts like this I saw, and it made me remember all of my important mail that I wasn't getting, that I kept having. I kept saying this, and see how it make the company look bad with these infiltrated roaches. Like, it make you get mad at the bank. It make you get mad at that company, and it ain't got nothing to do with them. Cause I'm calling them Cash App several times. I'm calling Chime several times. I'm calling PayPal several times, and hey, they ain't send my card and my my Social Security card, my new ID card. I ain't get it. Ain't got nothing to do with none of these companies. It is these postal service workers, because they got somebody working in every field, and it's not even just the post office. It's the workers that we worried about. Cause like I said, they infiltrate all of the businesses and make it look bad. When that lady say, how come I'm getting everybody else? I'm talking about you got this street and that, and I was a flood of Cash App cards when it looked like somebody doing the Cash App scam, when really they gathered up all the cards and delivered it to that address that they suspectingly was gonna come pick up later. See, look, and they need a psychic detective. Yeah, come on, tell them, call me now. Like, I see it. Now you including these businesses don't got shit to do with it. It's these people doing that shit. Yeah, I see through it. But let's keep listening.
Of consciousness that can only be accessed through personal transformation. And now the pieces begin to fall into place. The pattern becomes unmistakable.
I
The
got y'all Cash
betrayals
App.
weren't random, they were
People talk a lot of
orchestrated.
trash about
The
Cash App, but
isolation
a
wasn't
lot of these
punishment,
workers
it was
be
preparation.
in on this
The
type of shit,
attacks on
and
your
now it make the
character weren't
business look bad,
coincidental. They were
like it was a
coordinated
glitch,
strikes
and they
designed
just
to
found
break
out a
you before
loophole.
you could fully awaken to what you truly are. But they tried to bury you. The betrayals came in waves, each one more calculated than the last. Friends who turned into enemies overnight, family members who suddenly couldn't understand your perspective,
Cause look, y'all,
colleagues who
let me tell you, is on my dash cam too. I'm sitting here. I'm wondering why I had to have a 15-year-old girl tell me this and spot it out before I even set it off my mind. Cause I was thinking it already. It's just like I looked at her like, bing, 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 bing. You just said something I was thinking. But anyway, I knew it was something sketchy every time my stuff get delivered. It says delivered and it's not here. It's like either you're not delivering it, you're keeping it on the truck, or you're delivering it and somebody's taking it off my shit and zapping the cameras. And that's exactly what's been happening. Today, my new replacement light came. It's so many distractions today to get this light done. I had to be a con man, like the government showed me how to be, and say in exchange, like my ancestors showed them, and say, hey, you can keep this if you can do this, because they was like, oh, I can't do it today. You gotta come back Monday type shit. I'm like, hey, I'll give you this in exchange for the service. And got it done. But before I can get to that, little mama was trying to take the fucking light. My baby say, Mama, how come? Let me listen to me, babe. My baby might hear this, so I ain't got a lot for nobody to believe me. My baby say, why is it that every time we get meal? And she said it laughing. She didn't understand what she was saying. Right? I kept it to myself though. After she told me, because she don't know about this gang stalker shit. But she say, how come every time we get something, we waiting on something important? Let's rephrase what she said. Every time we waiting on something important, that car right there pull up. I think they trying to take our stuff. That's why stuff be going. I said, ain't that gotta be a bitch? What? I said, baby, that's exactly what she was trying to do. I'm so happy I stayed here. And guess what made me late and end up being here for the light? Because I went live. And I was just getting ready to go, y'all. And I say, let me just update my folks on. I think it was an update I was giving y'all about my daughter, because last y'all heard the young man kicked my daughter out of a moving vehicle. Look, it's her birthday today, so I was updating y'all on that. You know, telling y'all how the angels moved and scared them straight to release the baby, right? Sorry, y'all. Sorry, they gonna mess with me saying that. I'm just telling y'all the truth. So they wouldn't. They tried to get me. Listen, if that was lights would have got, if they would have did what they did with all my other packages and say they delivered it, I would have had to wait for a refund on my lights, and after proving that I didn't get them, because they do this all the time. Say they deliver stuff to me and it's gone. So we sitting here and bing, it comes. And now, mind you, after them said them it delivered all day, I'm looking like, hold up, this shit ain't get here. They ain't come yet. It's 5 o'clock now, and they usually come. UPS and stuff come early in the morning. It be the post office. I mean, the regular post office come around 3, 4 o'clock or different times, but UPS come different times but early. And for some reason today, it's like they was holding it because it said out for delivery since early this morning. We got a ping late last night. It was out for delivery, so it's like fishy about that. But I didn't pay that no attention. But I noticed what he did. He put out for delivery last night with his load. He saw what he had, because they got to go through your shit. They saw it. Like I said, they infiltrate these businesses, like just to fuck with you, because these normal workers don't do this type of stuff. But he knew what he was looking for, and he didn't even want my lights. It was just to delay me. You hear me? So follow me with this, because they tried me all day today, but God gonna bless me. So I still got what I needed done. So that's all I care about. Yeah, they finessed me, but it's cool. So I come here, get in the lights here. The lady pull off soon as and mad as fuck. Like mad as fuck. It was like three of them in the car too. They pull off mad as shit. Like, damn. So After I go here, they telling me they can't really put the lights on. I gotta wait because the lady with the small fingers that could get in there, mind you, I could do this, but I don't have my tools to take off this type of light. I just my other car was easy, bing bing. This one I need an adapter and all that. So or else I would did it myself. But because they do it free when you come with your part, I said, let me just go here. I ain't gotta worry about it. But they say the lady with the skinny hands is not here. So I'm gonna have to come Monday type shit. And I'm like, hey, in my mind, I gotta get this done today because I know my daughter's birthday is tomorrow. I know that I got a lot of stuff to do as far as working and shit to do this weekend. I cannot be stuck out there and end up in a situation where I'm going past daylight saving time with these lights on because they was purple as hell, y'all. I was not finna get caught like that because they was. I'm telling you, I could not drive without police following me when I had those lights. Even though they didn't, I never let them get. Let's tell the truth. I never really let them get close enough to me to pull me over because they was trying. But I was actually being sarcastic to the guy at the shop that was changing it, that kept my lights, my LED lights. He never gave them back to me, but I let him keep it as a blessing once I noticed they kept them. So because I could have did a lot about that. But anywho, I'm shady. I know. But listen, they shady first. Literally, literally, I almost got pulled over to the point where this boy is pulled over when I come back around. Follow me what I just said. Almost got pulled over. The boy that kicked my daughter out. When I drop this lady order off and coming back this way, in the same spot, y'all. I cannot make this ritualistic shit up. This is why they so strategic with precise. It's because they doing the ritual. It's like, hey, go ahead. You got it. That's how I feel. Go ahead, you got it. But in the same spot, this young man got the cop behind him. And I'm a salute in case that was a good cop that's noticing they little boys uh stalking me. So yeah. By the way, let's see if the clip on here. So today we ride past a truck that looked like had XCX trafficking people in the back. Bunch of police officers behind it. Just today. And hold on, let me go to let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Damn, I don't think. Let's see. Hold on, let's see. Y'all, today. So I was eating. Okay, that's not it. Hold on. Damn, I thought this was it. Let me see. Oh, I guess we. You, you hear my daughter? Like, bro, I can't make this stuff up, bro. They be giving me a show, y'all. They be giving me a show. It was beautiful today, though, like a movie. Somebody had they big camera from a distance, recording all that because it's just for me. That's how I be feeling, and I know this gonna get me in trouble again. They're gonna retaliate against me for saying this, but I feel like this, boys. For me, you do all this for me. You might as well put me on your payroll and finance my life, because as you can see, I'm making my way downtown. I'm driving slow, not fast, trying to get by. You know? Let me keep going. Yeah, they be laughing at me, y'all.
Who formed alliances against your success, the pattern became so consistent that you
Put
might have
4 new
started
tires
believing
on my
something was
car,
wrong
y'all.
with you.
For
Perhaps you
the blank trips they make me do all day, every day. I step out my car. I can't do gig work. They gonna send me in the loop, back out the fucking loop. You know, now I'm really ain't making nothing. Whatever that was, it just went towards all the gas I just burnt. I see what they do. It's funny and sad at the. It's funny and sad at the same time, which makes it hilarious, right?
Wondered if you were too intense, too different, too much for this
Thank you, YouTube. It's hilarious.
sanitized world they've created. The orchestrated
I
attacks
get
on
it,
your
y'all,
character weren't random
and I got
occurrences.
us
They
too.
were systematic attempts to
They
break your
they
spirit
made me
before
figure it
you could
all out.
fully realize your potential. They sensed something in you
I might need to pass the bar.
that threatened their comfortable
I
illusions,
figured it out.
something that could expose the emptiness behind their carefully constructed personas. So they coordinated their efforts, whispering poison in the ears of anyone who might support you, manufacturing crises designed to drain your energy and
So I just
resources,
gave y'all some
creating
advice.
scenarios where
If you're going through this, go back, take notes to everything I've been doing and saying. Listen, avoid. I show y'all certain things to avoid that I do, so you know certain things. Just don't do that. When you're talking to certain people about this program, don't try to convince them. Please go with the flow with things, but don't try to convince somebody they're gonna mark you crazy. Then when those people come with a strategic campaign against you to make it look real, then they gonna make your life hard. I'm watching it every day. So to avoid all that, to have people judge you based off your character, your real character, not with a systematic influence, just let them have it in front of those people. Like don't try to do too much, prove too much. Like don't do what I did. Took me this far to understand that all that shit just gonna make, like the XX Tentacion said, like, cause sometimes they make you say certain things cause you be pissed off. Like, it ain't fun when you see the whole world react different to you and treat you different. It don't feel good. So let them expose themselves and just less reaction, cause the program based off your reaction.
you appeared to be the problem when you were actually the solution they feared most.
This app pays your bills now and you pay later. Deferred has been a lifesaver for my bills.
The program
Easy up.
technology, it go in
Feared
layers. Let me
most.
tell y'all something else to y'all tians. The software, the program, the person that was assigned to that program that day of just strategically fucking with you. Everything fail when you don't react the way they want you to react. But when you don't react at all, it's just like we gotta pack up and start it all over again. Shut down shop. It's like closing a business in a way, and that whole business finna shut down. They may come back later, but you just delayed so much time for you, babe. So you just delayed so much time from them fucking with you to do what you gotta do. And yeah, they gonna come back with something more. They may come harder. They may, but guess what I said? The more you expose, the more they close they shop. Understand?
During those brutal seasons, you witnessed the true nature of human pack mentality. People you had trusted with your vulnerabilities suddenly weaponized that
I'm a
intimate
living
knowledge
testimony
against
to
you.
what I just said. The
Individuals
more
who
you
had benefited
expose,
from your
the
generosity
more they close
conveniently
shop.
developed amnesia
And you buy
about your
time.
kindness when it served their political interests.
I don't
Those
care
who
how
had
long it
claimed to love
is. It
you
might be for a
showed their
good
true
15
colors
minutes,
when
but you buy
maintaining that
time.
love required them to stand against the crowd's judgment. Yet something remarkable happened during these orchestrated assassination attempts on your character. Instead of becoming bitter and cynical as they
All right.
expected,
So
you developed an
I get a program a few stars, I guess, because we rate based off stars, right? So we'll give them a few stars and say this, right? Now, this the only good thing about it. Only good thing, because there's nothing good about it. Now, they will slow up on you when you expose them. But see, this is a plot twist, only because they know that your evidence may be a puzzle to something that happened years ago. They know that the tactic they just used on you from that blue book, that they go by, because everything they do is, policy, right? So it may tie their program and other organizations with something that happened 20 years ago. It may tie them to something that got swept under the rug. So they don't want you to expose the things they're doing, boo. They just want you to look crazy from whatever they did. They just want you to look, irresponsible for whatever they did. They want you to take just because at that point you are initiating yourself. It's like you how they do ritual. What is that little thing? When humiliation rituals with the celebrities, yeah, they do it with regular people too. Yeah, it's levels to this shit. So you go against it and save your soul. This even for the people to to the people that join this brotherhood organization. Hey, it's all about you, babe. So at the end of the day, you think you helping yourself because you showing your loyalty to someone else other than who you should be showing your loyalty to, whether it's your family, your mother, your father, whoever been there for you. You really ain't doing shit when you think about it.
Even deeper capacity for discernment. You learn to distinguish between those who wore masks of friendship and those whose love
You
remained
could have
constant
just gave away
regardless of social
millions.
pressure. The betrayals, painful as they were, became a filtering system that revealed who belonged in your inner circle and who had been masquerading
This
as
this
allies
program
while
taints your
harboring
whole
hidden
aura, so
agendas.
everything is non-exempt.
What you didn't realize then was that every
Or did I say it
backstab,
right?
every moment of isolation, every time they ganged up to block your
Hmm.
progress, all of it was preparing you for something far greater than their small minds could comprehend. While they were busy orchestrating your
Ooh,
downfall, the
ooh,
universe
you
was
see that
orchestrating
bobcat?
your rise. Each
Ooh,
betrayal wasn't breaking you,
that's
it
the
was
one was in
breaking
my
away
backyard,
everything
y'all.
that
You see
wasn't
how I just
authentically you. The pain wasn't
y'all see how that bobcat just came out my yard, y'all. It would usually be in the back, but they don't cut these neighbors' yard, so I guess it just roams the property over here. It's like I got you, boo. Go ahead, talk your shit.
destroying your spirit,
Okay,
it was refining it into something unbreakable.
he done
The
cleared the
strength they
whole
tried
block
to
off.
steal from you only multiplied in the
Ain't
darkness
no
of your
activity,
solitude.
baby.
During those long nights when you felt exiled from everything familiar, when the weight of their rejection
Thank
pressed
you.
down like a crushing force, something extraordinary was happening beneath the surface. Your gifts were expanding, your intuition was sharpening, your connection to the unseen realms was
Okay,
deepening
that
into
makes sense.
something that
So
would
the lady
eventually
earlier today, she said, "You are so beautiful." No, she said, "You feel so beautiful," and I didn't understand why she said that. And it's like I thought about it when I got in the car. You feel so beautiful. It's because I told her her hair was so pretty though. I wasn't lying. Sometimes I exaggerate, and I get it from Granny. Your hair, you could look a hot mess. She gonna say, "Oh, you sure look nice," and let me see it turn around. It look a hot mess. But the lady, her hair was pretty though. She was pretty. And I forgot what I said to her, but because it was a nervous feeling. I was nervous and intimidated because I was pulling up to this mansion, this big giant house, and this lady smelled expensive. I was nervous, so I just said whatever I could say. First off, something um, to compliment her, and it made her day in a way. I felt like she was kind of insecure. I hate to say it, but I hate this with shit sometimes. But I kind of felt like she was like probably a little insecure, and me telling her hair was nice because she looked like she just finished doing it. It kind of like made her feel beautiful. So her telling me you feel beautiful is because I made her feel beautiful. I guess. I
terrify
guess.
those who had dismissed you. See, while they were playing their petty games of manipulation and control,
I like
you were
that because
undergoing an alchemical transformation that
sometimes we all
occurs
get like
only
that.
in the souls destined for greatness. The very experiences they designed to diminish you became the catalyst for your awakening. Every tear you shed in private was watering seeds of wisdom that would eventually bloom into a garden of understanding so
She say you
profound
so
that people
feel
would travel
beautiful.
great distances just to sit in your
Thank you.
presence.
You so
The
pretty, girl.
loneliness you
There
endured
you go.
wasn't punishment, it was preparation. During those stretches of isolation, when the silence felt deafening and the world seemed to have forgotten your existence, you were actually being initiated into mysteries that most humans never even glimpse. The stillness taught you to hear the whispers of your higher self. The solitude showed you the difference between being alone and being lonely. The rejection forced you to find validation in the only place it truly
Okay, I just
matters,
got a
within
video of
the
my
depths
feeds.
of
I
your
guess I'm
own
gonna review that
magnificent
next.
being.
But y'all know I like to read
What you
Cora's.
need in
Cora been
LLC
sending
is
me
protecting
some
you. It's
juicy
keeping your
topics
business and your
lately.
personal life separate. So go to Taylor Brands and
I was meditating earlier in the tub reading
In those
Cora
quiet hours when
and
the world
say,
slept and
okay, I
you lay
like the
awake
little
processing the
change
day's betrayals,
shift
something
in how
extraordinary was
Cora
taking
looks
place
lately.
in the invisible realms. Your consciousness was being rewired, your spiritual
Whoever
circuits
gonna be the
upgraded,
next
your
thing
energetic
popping, if they
signature
start letting you
refined to a
post videos
frequency
and
that
stuff
could
over there.
channel pure divine intelligence. The very experiences that felt like evidence of
So have a
cosmic
community
abandonment were
where
actually
it's
cosmic
just
preparation
content.
for a role that required someone who had been stripped of all illusions about human nature and rebuilt from the foundation up.
I like
The
that.
gifts that had always whispered at the edges of your awareness began to roar to life during this period of enforced solitude. What had once been subtle, intuitive nudges became unmistakable inner guidance. The empathic abilities that
Y'all,
had
if you drawn to my videos, it's because you probably got some type of special sense and discernment and noticing things different around you. So I guess follow that in the spirit, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that's not into all this materialism shit, that's not into, and they able to see things for what it is, and that's really pretty much all I'm saying.
sometimes
That's
felt
pretty
like
much all I
burdens,
show y'all.
transformed into surgical tools for
Most
understanding
people
the
won't see
human
this shit with the
condition.
naked
The
eye.
healing energy that had
They say that
occasionally
you
flickered through your hands became a
overthinking
steady
or
stream of
you're
transformative power
paranoid.
that could
But
mend broken hearts and shattered
it's
spirits
evident.
with a single touch. But perhaps most significantly, you
It's pretty evident that there's an organization gained up to, stalk and harass and follow people, certain people around. Because, baby, I see it happening to me, not just myself. I see it happening amongst me to several different people of different purposes. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but people that I noticed that are also on this list are people that's like doing good things in the community. So it makes me think that this I'm analyzing the program for the administration that is giving them a chance to prove that the list is is not corrupt, and that the program is helpful for the environment. So I'm gonna say it like this: it's definitely not any good for society, because most 90% of the people that's on the list, that I know that's on the list, are good people. I have yet to see um, the known gangs in neighborhoods to be talking to similar tactics that most of us witness and speak about online. Yet to hear any of these like people that's facing crazy charges, or even the ones you hear say, "Oh, I just got out of jail." Those types. You never really see them have issues like this. Matter of fact, those people are really doing good in life. Unlike the ones that I do notice on the list. Here we go, going back to that. They normally have fucked up lives. And you may look at it from the skies like, okay, they got something going on, or maybe it's a habit, gambling, drugs, maybe, just pornography, whatever. And it's none of that. Even if it's a strip that points to that, I guarantee you it's kind of exaggerated, probably a little manipulated too, to even be whatever it was for them to even have a yard or two. But they fish it in for that reason, so they could just, I guess, just bait things on you, just like a traffic stop. Just he threw it in the car. So yeah, I'm aggravated. So I may not make sense right now because I'm being sarcastic on purpose, but this is the things they do. they they pull these type of people over for a light, and ends up saying is something else other than what you pulled them over from. It ends up being an agitated situation. Now that person is going for extra charges towards the cop, because the cop was kind of antagonizing him to begin with to make him snap and get off the boat, and now he's getting arrested for something else when you put him over for not turning his turn signal on, or you put her over for uh, one of the lights not working. Now she has warrant, and now, oh, we just found out you see these things are illegal, and they're able to bypass these things, let you know who is who by the things they do, because certain officers can't get away with certain things. That's, look, I'm even taking up for the boys, because certain officers don't have certain privileges like other officers, and you notice why those certain officers don't have those certain privileges. Like that officer is able to make these type of violations that he may go away, then that officer, he's getting rolled up, and he has to talk to the chief now. Okay, I think I'm going somewhere with this.
Developed what can only be described as spiritual warfare capabilities, not the kind that seeks to harm or dominate, but the kind that recognizes deception at
Because
its source
even in the
and
force, they're being targeted. Even inside of their own authority, some of those people that does not have those advances that I just spoke of. Some officers don't have that, pull card that one does to make his violations go away. But that one gonna get thrown the book at, and you get some of those officers end up getting targeted. I see it all the time when I see those stories pop up on my YouTube feeds. Hello, notifications, Facebook posts, and all these different videos I see people reposting. Most of these people been targeted, and sometimes it end up costing them their lives. A lot of celebrities, a lot of local people, a lot of just homeless people, because there's no bias to how much a person is, to how much popularity they have, how much money they have, especially how much money they have. You could be dead broke and be targeted. Yes, ma'am. It started with the poor people, the slaves. Hey, guys, So it definitely don't matter how much money you got. It's all mostly all about influence. You might got the top slave. We need him. You might got the top ingenuity, however you say it. We want her. You might have the top bike rider. We need them. We need their influence. We have a trail of bikes following them. Follow me. I may be a little dyslexic with what I'm telling you, but if you could put puzzles, if you're good at puzzles, you can put mine together. You know, clean it up for me, repost the video, and say, I think this is what she meant. Okay, I got it. But listen, they need the influence because, of course, they want to influence everybody to follow their lead with everything they got going on. But then, see, people don't understand these things ultimately end up being a benefit for only the higher ups. Hold up, when you figure this shit out, it pisses you off and think this is gonna piss them off. Me telling you this, but I told y'all, I'm sacrificing my life to give y'all the sauce. Hey, so it could change things for the future generations, because everything I say, babe, gonna ring bells and throw thunder and lightning off like I'm Darpa's child. So listen, the whole point is because I promise you, y'all, it's deeper. That's why they mimic spirituality so much. Screen record. I'm gonna give y'all some time. Hold up. Y'all ready? The whole purpose, and it's not alleged. YouTube is for research, right? So don't end the live, right? Disclaimer: this is for research purposes only, for the investigators and MVP line of boys that ain't afraid to stand up for their ancestors, and allegedly, right? Because the main goal, these people, see, people, this will go over everybody head. You might think it's for money. You may think it's for anybody. None of that, even though they intimidate you with all that, with every move and tactic. Ain't got nothing to do with that shit. It's all about the DNA. Legend, right? YouTube, right? Because they think. Oh, this is what I think. I gotta say it like this, YouTube. I got you. I assume from what I've analyzed and documented, gathered together from all the research I've done, it looks like they're trying to live long. Using people's DNA. And they need to research how it works first. Hey girl, go through the longest trial of tears for me first, so I can know what I can do when I use your DNA. Hold on, let's go.
Realizes it through the application of
I
pure
figured you
truth.
guys out, boys.
You became skilled at
Everything too.
identifying the difference between authentic spiritual seeking and spiritual materialism,
Hey,
between genuine healing work
anybody
and
want to know
ego-driven
anything,
performance,
holla at me. I
between
figured
divine
out everything,
inspiration and
y'all.
cleverly
I
disguised
promise you.
manipulation. Now look at how you navigate the world.
And it
Notice how you
actually
can
makes so
walk
much
into a room
sense.
and immediately sense the undercurrents of energy that others remain
I
oblivious to.
got y'all.
Observe how you instinctively know which people are operating from
That's on
authentic
Adam A.
love and
I
which
got
ones
y'all.
are
I got
wearing
Adam A.
carefully crafted
And all my
masks.
ancestors that
Pay
was
attention to
affected.
how
Let me
solutions
give them
appear
a
in
silent. Let me stop it for my granny Adam A. I'm gonna name all the people that was affected that I know was for Adam A. For Because Etta was a Johnson. The whole Johnson lineage was targeted, and I'll get to that in a separate video because this not alleged, but it's for research purposes on the YouTube. So Etta Mae, Julan, and for even my auntie Teresa, because she was targeted, they did that to her. Yeah, this whole brotherhood. I saw the trail of tears that led to her demise. I saw the trail of tears to Granny throwing up blood right after that man was peeking in her window, and she had a long trail of them accusing her of dementia when she was saying, "See, look, they did this campaign with somebody that was born in the 20s, Granny." Granny was born in the 20s, so that mean it was happening to her since she was young too. From the story she told me about situations with giving birth to certain children and with the government knocking on the door, all those stories, boys. I'm still here, hey guys. Told a couple folks, actually a lot of people too. So it's like it's okay now. But and to those people, it makes so much sense, and it made me understand where it come from. This is how I'm so cocky with what I know right now. I get it. And I'm gonna tell them at the end of the video why they need to deport mission. What is it? Abort mission immediately ASAP and rethink their plans because it's not really good for them or their lineage. And I told them before, but we're gonna tell them again since they like to listen to me. But I noticed from everything, not just Grandy now. I'm just sticking on Grandy for a specific reason because they went too hard on Grandy for her land, her mama's land, and some things she said to me that's happening now. It makes me disgusted because none of the family really know how deep this shit is. That means a lot of their situations in their life was sabotaged on purpose, illegally, because it fucked with your health physically and mentally with these things. You see how deep it go. This is why the whole world needs to know, because if that's happening to just my little family on both sides, because daddy, I never forget you, because Albert Walden was targeted. He had celebrities involved with his targeting though. Unlike my family, it was just straight from the lodge of the members of our family. You see, I ain't taking sides. It was the lodge members of our family, taking those orders from this lodge. But see, dad had his celebrity best friend and people that should have looked out for dad, that let him that dad took charges for them. Yeah, they see, look, I'm here. Hey guys, my mom and my daddy raised a G. I don't snitch unless I have to. If I know, I will, and I'll tell you. See, I don't follow the code. I follow God's lead. Call me the best one in the choir. I'm a sing. But dad took charges. When he told me this when I got older, I was disgusted. That's how we live. We don't go against the code, baby girl, boo. I said, what? And he living like that and got you living like this? Nah, no. My baby say, promise me you gonna leave it alone. Don't say nothing. One day maybe he'll bless me or he'll bless you. Listen, that's when I knew daddy was getting targeted. Every time he called me when he was saying he had a heart attack and stuff, especially around the time that I'm in there with my chest beating like, damn, this feel weird. I go to the hospital that day and they was like, well, you're normal. But of course, once I get there, how I was feeling at the house, of course I didn't feel it no more. And when I get to the house, what I'm saying is by the time I got to the hospital, that tight chest feeling in my chest was gone completely. So they're looking at me like, or maybe it stopped when I got there. It started easing up. I think I even said that I feel a little bit better before they even gave me anything, the IV or anything. So now they're looking at me like, you're crazy, maybe you just, and all smiles too, maybe you're just hydrated. But literally, chest beating at the crib hard, and then boom, my folks called me saying my old boy just passed from a heart attack. like, huh? Mind you, I ain't afraid to tell y'all I got real blood type. I get it from my dad. Me and my dad had the same blood type, y'all. So throwing in clues for everything when I put my thing at. And normally people would say don't tell people, all that stuff like that. But see, my problem is with regular folks, the people that I should be worried about already know all that. So like at this point, what do you mean? So that I could protect myself. I stay out the way. I'm kind, I'm sweet. So I really don't have to worry about stuff like that with people. And where I'm from, I guess we call it slick talk, smooth talk. We call it smooth talkers here in Miami. I mean in Georgia when they find out you're from Miami. But I learned that gift of gab to get my way out of dangerous situations. Yes. Did I tell y'all before I go back on here? Because that's kind of like around the anniversary of that too. And it's funny I see what they did with that. But I told y'all before, some of y'all gonna remember, but literally I was doing that contest to sign me to Incredible, and I had to talk that boy out of taking me out in my mama house, y'all. The same house that I was in uh when my friend passed away, y'all. Nobody could get me out the motherfucking house, y'all, because I had just got molested. And when I think back on it, they was traumatizing me for real. It's like, see, it's been happening to me longer than I thought. I just started, boom, whatever, when that boy called me around that time in West Palm Beach. But this been happening way before I even, knew about this shit, to the point where it was happening to me and my friend, because I'm going back far. This how I know this much. Y'all, I went to thinking about this shit, and it's like, hold on, Boo was saying the white trucks was following her too when she wasn't around me, because it always followed me. I knew that for a fact. Like, I always would see those white trucks and stuff. I would tell people on the phone that this white truck following me slow. Like, I always saw that shit. But when the van started following me and my homegirl, like, and he opened one time, we was going to the hospital, y'all never forget that shit. They was literally sliding both doors open. I could see it because I remember being able to see the other side of the street too, because they were open. It's like it was in the same fashion type shit, because now I could see straight through the car and see the street on the other side, which means they had both doors open. It was finna grab us from both ways, and we had her little baby. I was like 16, y'all. I think I was like 16, and I was just saying, I don't know how old I was. I was young, and I just thought, run. We get it off to the hospital and park. I remember the ladies that saw us come in. Our chest, she said, "You guys okay?" Because our chest was beating fast, and we was smiling because we didn't know who it was, but it was just scary, and our natural reaction was to fucking run. So to skip all that, I'm looking at it now, like, shit, maybe what if our phones was being hacked back then and tapped back then? Maybe what if whatever she ended up going to, whatever party she ended up going to, they sent it to her. Did she ever make it? Does see nobody never really talked to me about what happened, because I have a million questions, y'all. Like, I probably could have solved this years ago if they would have talked to me, because shit, I'm asking these questions to myself. I'm asking these questions to people that I asked, like, damn, what happened to the girl? Like, what the fuck? Who was she with, bro? Like, at this point, it tied to this truck guy, because somebody said, it was on the news. This man said, I can't forget this scene out of my head, that this man said he seen a bracelet or something shining. It was on the news that day, because my homeboy then was like, turn on the news, and we turned on the news, and it was a truck driver guy, if I'm saying it right, because the news anchor introduced him like that, and he said he saw her, like, her arm, and at that moment I thought to myself, like, if he saw her, like, why didn't he? Because a normal person would, right? A normal person would, and I don't know, maybe they did say he jumped in to try to get her. I don't even know. But my thing is, if he saw her, he had enough time to save her. It sounded like somebody set her up or pushed her in, or the people that was in the car jumped out and ran. And the fact that them people ain't studied or something, like, because this is what I automatically would think. Now, imagine what I just said, all of that. Why would these people target me instead of those people? like the truck driver that called them supposedly, and the people that supposedly was in her car, the owner of the fucking car, first of all, right? Like, something don't add up. But now I see what it is. It was a ritual. It was a because they really wanted me to be there, so their whole program failed. Cause I promise y'all, this the truth right here. Because I don't like people. They really she introduced me those whoever those people was. I remember her talking to me. She kept talking about the party for a while. Cause she asked me that I have something white, and I'm remembering this shit now. I guess I was mute before. But she asked me did I have something white, and I said no, I don't have nothing white. If I do, whatever, no. I just probably did and just told her no, but she was finna give me something white. She was strategic on the whites, bitch, for the after party. And I told her, hell nah. Once she scared me off with how many people she's talking about, it was gonna be a lot of like I was gonna be excited about that shit. Like, you know, I'm a different breed. I don't care about being around people like that. Plus, it made me nervous as fuck. Thank God I'm so glitchy like that. Because had I not been that type of person and would have been a party goer and want to be around everybody, I would have went with my friend, and I won't be here today. Because if you ask me, that was supposed to happen to me and her. Yeah, it was supposed to happen to me and her because those friends that was in the background, whoever she was with when she was asking me for my address, because at some point she did call me and ask me, like, in a way like, do I turn on the way we went this way type shit like that? And I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I could hear like a soft voice. I couldn't really get if it was a girl or a guy, but it was definitely a voice. Somebody's talking. And they tried to paint it like the girl was just driving by herself. Nah, 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 bitch. Somebody was in the car with her. So they was trying to get me to come with them first of all. And they could hear me telling, not throwing her the fuck off already. I feel like they was finna come pick me the fuck up, y'all. But see, look, none of these detectives, nobody, they should have had me in protective custody after that happened because literally they was trying to fuck me up. They was following me in white vans way before that happened to my friend. Oh, but let's keep going. That's why I know it's corrupt people doing it because, or else that would happen just like that.
In your mind before
Instead
problems
of them
fully
coming to my
manifest.
mama house saying, "Hey, the phone call dropped at this time and that time," and telling everybody that I knew the people what happened to her and knew the people when damn they know damn sure I don't know what really happened other than the motherfucking psychic dream bitch, and I definitely don't know the people she was with because I know y'all looked at the phone records and saw I didn't know none of these motherfucking people. Never called them. They never called me, bitch. And the fact that the we made claims at the hospital that should have been recorded when that truck followed us because we definitely told that lady when she looked at us and we looked startled coming the fuck in with the baby. Yeah. And I reported it at school when I came in. That truck was following me. I had to call my friend and tell her that. Pull those records up. Like that van again was following me several times to where her calling me saying, "Hey, that fucking van was following me just now." Yeah, tell them to put all that up too. So, this looked like a sex trafficking ring. Here we go.
How you can see through deception with crystalline clarity.
Yes.
How your words carry a
To
weight
that
that
man
moves
staring in my
mountains
motherfucking
in
window,
people's
ask my neighbor
consciousness.
and my mama.
This isn't luck.
Ask
This
my
isn't
neighbor. Right
coincidence.
before,
This is the
right before
fruit.
all of this happened to my friend. Yes, my neighbor had to chase somebody off where they usually park their white trucks at. Yeah, right by across the street in the Cuba town of Miami, y'all. That man was in my window, staring. Older man, look professional as fuck. To where she's like, get the out of that young lady window, just staring there sickly. And then boom, I'm going to school the next morning. Here go the white van, and then my friend see it again, and then now she
Of your
see how
trials, the reward for your endurance, the
this ain't
evidence
no
of your
hood shit.
chosen
It's some big
status.
shit,
Every time they
gang
tried
shit,
to break
top
your spirit,
mob tie
they were
shit to
actually
the
forging
brotherhood.
it into something stronger. Every
And
moment they attempt.
what's the odds? Because I ain't gonna, I'm a spare. I done spared a lot of people, and I'm gonna continue to spare because I will never tell people personal business. See, people think I'm like that. They don't understand. If I really want to go out with a bang, I will. I could too, but I keep certain things private out of respect for my loved ones and respect for my friend. But it's funny. She literally told me, specific people that she know. that were Freemasons. She even brought this word up before, like not in a bad way. She was kind of like, cause back then I didn't know nothing about this shit other than I have a couple uncles that go to the lodge. Sorry guys, but I never knew. You know, I seen the place before. I didn't think nothing bad of it before. Never said gang stalking. Let's just say it. Okay, let's say that. I knew about it before. But guess what? What I'm telling you is that during my era of knowing nothing about the watch list and none of this, my very friend that they took from me, babe, she mentioned this group before, like, cause people thought it was cool, and where I'm from, like, yeah, secretly back home, these people think it's cool. You know, they salute this shit. Just like here in this town, they think it's royalty. You a part of it. It's just cause they flaunt materialism to these people. But the fact that what she said about certain people, specific people that like kind of like make sense, cause I got those type of people around too. That's like, yeah, without saying too much, it lets me know even more that they was targeting me first, and they sacrificed her to get to me, and it failed.
To silence your voice, they were
That's why she's so
unknowingly
attached to me
amplifying
in the
its power.
spiritual realm,
Every
blessing me.
instance they sought to diminish your
Yes,
light,
ma'am.
they were polishing it into a beacon that would eventually guide countless souls out of their own darkness. But the
I
most
wonder
beautiful
if
part of your trans
I wonder when we pass, God show us like that little fact and show us what the person did to us and take us to that moment and show us, because it's like my angels are really sweet, bro. And my friend, you could tell she saw what they tried to do to me, because I promise you, y'all, the type of blessings I get when they do certain things, it let me know ahead of time to be aware. It's like specific angels saying, "Hey, they trying to do what they did to me. Hey, fall back." Especially Kanika, like when that happened to Kanika, I was like really, really drawn to this girl. Or it's like I could always feel a bad sign when I'm amongst certain people, and it's like she'll show me. Like, and I just get scared as fuck. Go like, oh God, I gotta cleanse my energy. Oh God, too much Kanika videos, type shit. But it just be the spirit. Like, hey, don't go over there. Get your ass up. Get up out of here. Get up out of here. Yeah, get that feeling. Get around people. Like, hurry up and go. Get the fuck up out of here. Yeah, and then boom, I hear something bad happen in that area that I just left. So, y'all, I'ma
formation
just
is how you emerged from the fire, not with
I'ma just
bitterness,
like
but with an
give it to
expanded
God and let them do
capacity for
whatever they do,
compassion.
and tell y'all
Most
everything
people
they
who
do
endure
from here
what you've
on out.
endured become hardened, cynical,
So far,
closed off
y'all,
from the
I've been giving
world.
y'all all the
Not you.
sauce.
Somehow, through all the pain and betrayal, you maintained your ability to love unconditionally.
Yeah.
You kept your heart open when every logical impulse screamed at you to build walls. You continued believing in the goodness of humanity, even
How
when
to beat
humans had
gang
given you
stalking.
every reason to
So
believe.
y'all want me to give y'all that video next? I think I'll do that for y'all. If I can get it, my daughter's birthday today, so it definitely may be tomorrow sometime. Cause we got a little nice view set up tomorrow, so I'll probably pull over on the side somewhere while they doing their thing, and give y'all how to finesse gang stalking. There's no way to beat it until get the way of beating it is when everything, all our evidence tie together and get these MVP players that ain't scared. That's getting this shit handled behind the scenes. You get that to them like a puzzle piece, and they'll have enough to just shut it down and not have them bribe their way out, because that's basically what they're doing. It's not like they don't have the proof. They just don't have enough, because they know these people are so smart. They able to bribe them way out of things. They have solutions for everything. They have explanations for everything. Just the list goes on. So it's like every little detail you give, babe, it helps. So, but I promise y'all, we this close, like to where globally you gonna hear apologies. Globally you gonna get things changed. Globally, people names released, gonna have things sent to them randomly, because it's globally known. And at this point, when they go back to court with it, because it's like the supreme level at this point. Once they go back to court and they expose the list, all of us are exposed. all of our names are exposed in a way that have the attorneys to contact you. That's where we at right now, y'all. So I promise you that too. So these people know. And early in the live, I told y'all some of these lodges got word that hey, they on to us. Most of them don't know is how I'll say it like this. Most of these elite ones know that it's their new day or new age members exposing them too much, right? So see how I flipped it, because I even said this to y'all. I feel like these top ones are really upset with the new age members way of how they changed everything, and just it shifted from where it came from and what they forefathers instilled in them about it, and the morals they probably told them, the things they probably told them. So seeing it change like that, some of them taking it really really personal, as into at this point getting it shut down, because maybe his Paul left in the will. If they if they stop this specific thing, get them shut down. You know what I'm saying? We don't know, because the way they moving, it's looking like they willing to. And the ones I'm talking about is the ones amongst the forefathers that told them, hey, this could not change. They could not. This cannot be manipulated. Don't allow this. And because generations down, that one didn't like this type of group, and that one said, hey, I don't care what Paul said, I'm gonna put my foot down. Those type of situations happened a lot. So I'm getting somewhere, boys, because what that allowed is the inside of the lodge willingly from these certain members. When you guys are on a golfing trip, he's bringing them in, investigators too, with the badges too, two identification cards, picture frames and stuff. Hey, come on in. This is what they do. You know. Do you mind if we put a camera here? We'll love to see this. I'm just a psychic detective, guys. Alleged. They don't understand that this could be happening everywhere, because they they moving disgustingly, and maybe some of them will sit down and think and say, yeah, we have changed a lot. So this is where they slipped and got exposed. So now I come back to the people that's on the list. What does that mean? That means all the while these people have been living right. All the while these people have done nothing wrong. All the while these people could have had better lives. All the while these people probably didn't, do that. All the while the list goes on. So now what do we do? Because as a whole, this is something the government will have to fix. You know, it might even have to be a bill passed once this get to that point. This is what they're trying to avoid, because there's going to be a lot of penalties. There's going to be a lot of stipulations. There's going to be just a lot of change, pretty much. But the main thing is that these people that's being sabotaged, including their family. This is why it's so deep, because not only would this justify us, this would justify lineages, spiritual realms that have been affected by it. It's like a wind in the wind. I'm saying that rhyme too. But the angels get justified too, the ones that went through this. But the first thing that it'll help is the people that's being businesses sabotaged because of this. Because like I said, this not only happens to homeless people. I had to flip it and say it like that first. Not only does this happen to homeless people, tied to heirs and lineages, also celebrities. Sorry. Also, celebrities and certain doctors and certain, based off what he could do and what she could do, certain police officers. You see, it's just not. See, people think it's just police officers that's gang stalking people. No, even they are getting on this list and having these tactics done to them. Yes, ma'am. I'll give you one hint. All right, I'll give you one example. Yeah, there was a story about this young lady. I believe she was a cadet. I'm not sure. I don't know what. I don't even understand uh, too much detail about it. To be honest with you, but I'm just tell you this much. This lady called her family, right, and noticed something was funny because was getting followed by a certain specific vehicle. She can notice, right? Okay, I think she got fired too at this point. But there's two agents come knock on her door. Somebody y'all probably heard this story. You can correct me in the comments, but this girl was being targeted. She say they come knock the first time, and then she was kind of getting some subliminals about, like, certain things too around this time, and then they come back again, disguised. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, she lose her life. I said, nah. And I seen the comments, people saying other stuff. And I'm like, no, no, no. It's funny that nobody don't understand that was targeting right there. That whole force needs to be investigated. Because this sound like, because what's the coincidence around her little situation? I forget what they said happened right before that in her life. But what's the coincidence? No coincidence that happened right after that. Hello. So that goes to tell you that it's even happening in the freaking precinct. These people getting targeted because basically, like I said, it's only specific certain peoples, and like they infiltrate the businesses. So it's not the corporation that's at fault; it's the people that's you know setting up shop in those businesses. Bro, let me tell y'all something how deep this is, man. Because I feel bad for even certain doctors. Yeah, because even some of them getting targeted. So what does that tell you? There go the whole agenda, and I ain't gonna say too much.
If otherwise, this is
That's where
where
the
your
agenda
true
coming
power
from.
lies, not in your ability to get revenge on those who wronged you, but in your capacity to transmute their negative energy into healing force for others. You've become a living example of how pain can be transformed into purpose, how
Yeah,
wounds
even
can
the
become
doctors I'm
wisdom,
being
how
targeted.
isolation
Cause
can
I'm
become
watching
illumination.
a
People are
few of
drawn
them,
to you not
a
because you've had
therapist
an
and a
easy life,
physician,
but
get
because you've had
targeted.
a difficult life and somehow managed to remain luminous through it all. The knowledge that flows through you now isn't something you studied or learned through traditional channels. It's gnosis, direct knowing that bypasses the intellect and speaks straight to the soul. When you offer guidance to someone who's struggling, the words that come through you often surprise even yourself. You're not
So
reciting information you memorized.
I like to say this because I noticed how they did this to this. He looks like an ex member, but I like how they sabotaged this man like this and got karma from it because he was nice to me, because he didn't. I didn't fit the description they gave him about me. He probably seen me irritated when he saw his workers there trying to agitate me. He saw through the blueprint and they took that man business, bullied him out of his business, and he walked with his head up though. So I
You're
salute
channeling
him.
wisdom from the
I had to get
infinite
that off
well of
my chest. I think
consciousness
about
that
that a
you've
lot.
learned to access through your trials.
Because I
This is
feel
why
like,
they
damn, I
feared you
did
from the
that because
beginning.
he was helping
Not
me.
because of anything you had done, but
He
because of
saw
what you
he saw
represented. The
he saw the
possibility
little
that their
campaign.
systems of control
Like,
are
hell no.
ultimately powerless
First of
against
all,
someone who has
his
discovered.
whole team, his whole team used to try to. It's like they huddled together somewhere. Like, hey, I think they saw how the police used to always. They saw all that. They saw that. They saw how the tow truck people that took the car wouldn't give it to them after it was paid and cleared. They even showed me the receipt. I didn't have to pay for it. Listen, that's how crazy it was. That's how much helpful they was to me, y'all. But I guarantee you that, man, that whole crew was being blessed spiritually because of how they helped me get past that systematic campaign to get in my life then. But them people tried to get my car out the tow. The people kept my car hostage for 9 months when I went to jail, y'all. After listen, you know why? Because that sheriff that took me, them people that locked me up, told the tow truck them company don't release it. They had to, because those people paid for it, y'all. Cash showed me. It's like I'm sorry, man. We've been trying to get it, and I was mad back then, but I'm glad I was patient with them because they was really right. They wasn't lying to me, cause I see it now. They held it for 8 months. Made the car moldy, all type of stuff and the food. Like we had my groceries. I had just went shopping. Y'all don't understand. All it was so everything was ruined and damaged. So crazy is the people helped me get into another car because they was like, you was never late on your car, and plus I bought another car before that. You never really late at all. So it's like we gotta help you get into another one right after that. And it's the same dealership. One of the workers was giving me a hard time though, but the rest of the crew was so polite. They fired the whole crew that was polite to me and shut the fucking place down. And, out of mocking me though, because I told the man who was giving me a hard time that told me he was an ex-cop. Yeah, I promise you. Yeah, not alleged. He told me he was ex-police. He see my kind all the time. I'm like, see my kind? What? You ain't gonna pay your car note. And I impressed him when I did, because that was my first impression of him. But his manager was so professional, made him apologize, and made sure I never had to talk to him when I came back. It was their new management, and this little crew was so professional, y'all. They got rid of all their ass, and only because those people helped me out of something that could have ended my life, y'all. What they tried to put me in, but it's cool. Let's go.
Their own divine nature. Every time you refuse to be
God
diminished
bless
by their
that whole
games,
little
every
crew
moment you choose love over fear,
that
every
chose
instance you
love
help
over
someone
fear.
else see their own worth, you're demonstrating that their artificial hierarchies are built on
Blessed
quicksand.
us with a room for 2
The pattern
days,
repeats
because they
because you
saw
become
they
a
saw
catalyst.
that happen to us. They called me after they was saying we was calling, trying to find out if you got out. We felt so bad for you. Did your mom tell you we paid for a room for 2 days for you? They all was so nice. They felt so bad. Everybody, the people at the park was giving me money, y'all. Some of them girls was at the jail. The girl was like, I saw you. You was at the park. Oh my God. Like, it was so many blessings, free noodles, all that, because the town is small. Word get around. And everybody was talking about the girl that got arrested at the park for standing up for they actually thought I was saying rioting for black people, but that's not what I was doing. I was telling them to be respectful, to have those prisoners walk through the park. But it got me a different attention than what they thought. So look, let me finesse. This gonna make them mad, right? Because they thought they wanted me to look crazy out there and had the witnesses that saw it. Oh, something wrong with her, but it was different. The people, when I got out of jail, I found out everybody was talking about the girl at the park that was rioting for black people. No, I was telling them to respect me and my girls. And the boys that was walking was even apologizing at that point. Like, oh, we didn't know they was young. My bad, my bad, my bad, my dudes. Yeah, all of them in the line. They could run the recording back. They were like, my bad, my dudes. Hey, we got a cigarette. That's all we wanted. The guards let them do all that. They felt all that. They ain't even care about none of that. We talked long enough to where I say, hey man, don't do that no more, bro. You can see me throwing the cigarette to him. Here, hey, ask me next time, babe. And I'm just mad at them. They got y'all walking through this thing that's so disrespectful. And they were like, yeah, for sure, for sure. Straight like that. Seen some of them when I went inside, when I went to jail. They like, how you in here, man? Like that. Man, you can't let them get the best of you like that. You supposed to let them, they were up in your chest. Just like that.
For
Come on.
awakening wherever you go.
Yeah.
Your presence alone disrupts the sleep state
Yeah.
that keeps most people trapped in limitation. Without even
All this
trying,
happened August
you
3rd,
activate
y'all.
something
Tomorrow, August 3rd.
dormant
This
in
the
others
anniversary
simply
tomorrow.
by being authentically yourself. This is why conflicts seem to follow you, not because you create them, but because your very existence challenges the false comfort zones that people have built around their small lives. But notice how you move through these
Hey, that
conflicts
one
now
boy say,
compared to how
man,
you used.
me and my partner were like, damn, all them niggas on that little ass girl. Yeah, big, fat, skinny ass girl, all of them rushed me
Where once you might have been reactive,
for saying
defensive,
shit.
desperate to prove your worth to
Because my
people who were
spectrum ass
never
was over there
capable
saying,
of
shit, shit,
recognizing it,
shit, shit,
now
shit.
you
Because you
operate
towing
from a
my
place
shit.
of unshakable inner knowing. Their opinions bounce off you like raindrops
Y'all,
off a mountain.
y'all know that's fucked
Their
up,
attempts
man.
to manipulate you
If
feel
nobody
like
don't feel
children
how I
playing
feel, they
games
know
that no
that's fucked
longer
up.
interest you.
Ian
Their
took the
efforts to
girls
pull
because
you
of that.
into drama feel like invitations to events you're too evolved to attend. This detachment isn't cold or cruel.
Yeah.
It's the natural result of understanding your true value. When you know who you are at the deepest level, when you've touched the infinite source of love and wisdom that lives within you, external validation becomes
the racist cops say, leave this park. You don't own here. You don't own this park. I own this park. I, I, I couldn't forget that. Like, I had nightmares about that the first 3 months, matter of fact. But it's like I couldn't stop thinking about why he said that to me. And then you have a hint. You have a ancestry hint, and you got a 1, 2, ABC. Y'all, I was just getting so many clues there to find out certain family members. It's just extra shit, right? But just make me feel like an S on my chest at this point saying this part. But I find out certain family do own that park. So certain matter of fact, not just, I'm being sarcastic with the specific part, but saying I got ancestors that own land over there for real. I got granny folks stayed over here too. And then granny, but I thought granny folks stayed in Thomasville. Or I thought granny folks stayed in North Carolina, South Carolina. What is it? But I'm finding out some of her ancestors left certain properties, was inherited certain properties, if I want to say it like that. Whether it was from a spouse or a master, a master that fell in love, or just, I'm being sarcastic because they made a couple movies about certain ancestors. I found like 2 recently, like made me so mad, glued to my seat looking at the shit, y'all, because I remember certain things Granny said, and they had certain clips that mimic what she said that made tears fall for real. So yeah, see, look, they really don't want me to tell you that because that's big facts. So y'all, it made me realize how deep it is. It's like, okay, if little mama get all this, she gonna get all that. We can't let this happen. But what if, see, that they fail to realize this? I ain't money hungry like them. I might not even care about none of that shit. Just give me what's mine, babe. You can have that shit. Okay?
unnecessary. Not unpleasant,
With the karma.
but unnecessary.
Keep that
you can
karma.
appreciate kindness without needing it, enjoy recognition without depending on it, value connection without being destroyed by its absence. Your relationship with material abundance has also undergone a profound transformation during this journey. Where once you might have chased financial security through conventional means, now you understand that true prosperity flows from alignment with your authentic purpose. The resources you need appear not through manipulation or desperation, but through the natural magnetism that occurs when someone operates from their genuine power. People sense your integrity and want to support your mission, not because you've convinced them with clever marketing, but because you're very present.
I tell you that much. They definitely didn't know. So they heard it here first just now. They definitely didn't know of my knowledge of these properties that certain family members have. And if I cared about getting the property, you heard what I just said, I really don't even care about it, and they don't know that. So I only said it because I meant that. Or else I wouldn't have. I'd be trying to get some money enough to take somebody to court and get it. You know, specific places too, baby. That's abandoned at this point. So now what they're gonna do is rush in, and this is all they do. This is what they good at. All they're gonna do is send somebody in real quick with a few dollars to buy it. So, you know, in hopes that, cause I could still even get it in, but that's only if I cared. But I don't. Like I said, certain things I don't really care to help people repent on, because that's all we do when we be a blessing. So, like, keep your karma, babe. Keep your change. So, sometimes you just, alignment needs to happen with people.
Of possibilities they had forgotten existed.
Don't interfere with nature.
This shift
sometimes.
In your relationship with abundance extends beyond money into every area of your life. The relationships that remain
it's like
after
this.
all the betrayals.
You ain't gotta bless me, babe. You ain't gotta help me, babe. You ain't gotta do shit. You ain't gotta do a damn thing. Cause at the end of the day, What one man won't do, the next will. What one bitch won't do, the next will. And that's just how angels move. I feel that in my bones, because it's like when I bless people, I always get blessed. So I always keep it flowing all the time. I'm gonna be like that till the day God call me, cause I know that I get it. Most people feel like this shit, cause I feel like this sometimes. It's like most of the time people abuse your help, whether it's letting them stay with you, whether it's letting them use your car, whether it's taking them to work every day, babysitting for them. Like the list goes on. And it's like I feel like this, when you're doing it to help somebody, you don't really count times. You don't really care how far you got to take them. You don't really care how much you finna spend on helping them with something. It's just like, I'm finna help you with this situation is on your mind, and that's how I move. And then, but guess what? That shit makes me have high expectations for people, and that shit pisses me off if I don't get the same in return. And now that creates a little windmill for me now, cause nah, shit, I'm finna be less giving next time when I do give, cause I'm gonna always give my time. Like shit, you ain't finna get. I might not do her hair twice this month. You only gonna get one hairdo this month, cause you can't, you don't want to pay me, but you gonna pay your friends. People do shit like that to me. Like they pay top dollar, they go to somebody else, then they expect me with these broke hands to do them or they kids hair for fucking free or cheap, dirt cheap. It's like, damn, I'm already charging you a cheap price. At least tip me. I expect people to automatically know to do that. I ain't finna tell you to do it, but you'll notice they'll do this for uh these trendy people amongst them. I guess somebody that the whole all their friends talking about, because that's just how people move. But then now you neglect them, because that tell you how people really feel at the end of the day. Because shit, we're gonna do this every time we come out or every time we pop out, and every time you do anything, it's gonna be the same shit, but people intentions be different.
And departures are of a quality that surpasses anything you experienced before your trials began. The
Yeah, I just had a
creative
brain
projects that
fog.
emerge from your transformed consciousness carry a potency
Trying to
that your
figure out
earlier
why this
works, however
charger
well-intentioned,
is
could
not
never
charging
match.
this.
The impact you have on others' lives now ripples outward in ways that create positive change for generations yet to come.
I
You've
guess.
become what some traditions call a way shower, someone whose very existence demonstrates that evolution is possible, that healing is achievable, that transformation is real. This role wasn't
Yes.
assigned to you by any human authority. It was encoded into your soul's blueprint before you ever took physical form. The challenges you
I'm up
faced
for a
weren't cosmic
challenge, baby.
punishment for some unknown transgression. They were cosmic preparation for
I'm
an
always up
assignment
for a
that required
challenge.
someone who had been refined by
Especially when
fire
this
until
when this
only the
coming straight from the
indestructible
angels,
essence
baby. Come
remained.
on with it.
The gifts that were enhanced during your dark night of the soul are now
I
fully
feel like
coming
that's it.
online.
All the
That
chosen
intuitive
ones
knowing that
secretly
once
work
whispered quietly in the
for the angels,
background
baby.
now
See,
speaks with crystal
you
clarity.
see how the angels work for us in general. Period. Because God, He tell us all the time. We read how many times He said in the Bible, I should have counted. But He's seeing His best ones for certain tasks, for certain ones like us, baby. That's like cure generational curses, man, because that's really all that really even matters when you talking about a mission to correct shit. Like, hello, bingo. But we get so stuck in this new monopoly ass shit of oh, wingman this, wingman that, gotta get this, gotta do that. When that shit just already throwing us the fuck off. It's like, how do we find a way to do both? Because at this point, shit, I get it. We gotta pay bills. We gotta, cause we're accustomed to society. Unless somebody come in and say, "Hey, we going back to the trading days. The money makes no sense. Just keep it as a souvenir. Hang it up in your house. Nobody's gonna steal it from you because it's really worthless at this point. You know, it's just the past. Unless that happens. But until then, we gotta use both of them. But make sure you don't get stirred off from your spiritual journey, and that means moving better for fucking people. Cause this program, it's so dark, y'all. That's why I pray that people see it, more people see it, and this how do you say this, and I guess not involve themselves into the program, period. Like none of the organizations, I probably riot and stop go into their businesses because it's deep. Because, babe, I promise you, these lodges are allegedly tied to dark spirits. You notice that this how you know, allegedly, this is my observation, like from what I gathered. This how you know a certain family member made it to heaven, right? It should be a separate video, but I'll give you a little bit peachy. When you dream about them, if the dream is good, right? Because this all is about, right? We connected in our dreams. Yeah, I heard that. It's a comic book. I'm gonna post it for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We connected in our dreams. So your ancestors that you connected to you in your dreams. So they're gonna give you the messages in your dreams like God do. So if you when you dreaming about that ancestor that's in your dreams today or tonight or whenever you dream it, that's in your energy that day, and probably was guiding you the whole day. If it's a dark, a scary dream, then you should probably help him elevate because I think he's in hell. The dark truth about dreams. If you're having a good sci-fi, this is my observation. YouTube for research purposes. I mean, when you having a good dream, especially, it's two more levels. If you having a good dream about the answer, let's give you that one first because it get animated. If you having a good dream, regular good dream, just snow cones and smiles, she probably ain't saying nothing. He probably don't say shit. Just smile at you and maybe one or two "I love you" type of dreams of the ancestor. Uh, Not only okay, that ancestor definitely is a good angel, right? But they need your help to make it in heaven. That's why they "I love you" is they guide you. The other level, when you get an animated dream about the ancestor, it's a good dream and it's animated. So what I mean about animated, it's a big difference. You might notice it now. You probably never noticed this. What I'm going to say until now, you probably notice it now. But pretty much, you ever have one of those dreams where it's like you on a ride or something? It's like everything bubblegum. Everything's like sci-fi. I can't even just give you a different scenario. And you have this ancestor or this certain angel, this certain person in your dream while you dreaming that animated dream, it means they made it to heaven. It just means like they connect what they telling whatever they telling you. I can't think that far. But whatever they telling you in the dream is usually in the facts and all the clues. They might be driving on the big clue. You might be you know, driving this big old cloud, look like a car type of shit. Or you might be driving a letter or laying on a big letter that say you are a millionaire now. You know what I'm saying? It's clues and everything, but it's animated as fuck. It means that allegedly that ancestor is definitely in heaven and they are guiding you, and that's why because you ain't gonna dream about all of them. It's specific ones you get. It's like a lottery ticket. Like, see, the tribes were smart when they created allegedly the slots and lottery and all that. It's where the government get the idea from. That's why they named it the Cinnamon Hard Rocks allegedly. Uh, they learned these things. They studied these people and see the. I kind of feel like the tribes, like the African tribes, Cherokee tribes, Creek tribes, and all of them. I feel like they didn't tell these foreigners everything. I feel like they told them twist things. Sorry guys, I'm telling y'all the truth. It's like I'm being possessed by my angels saying this. Like they laughing, ha ha ha. They think they got us, we got them type shit. But they didn't tell them not only everything, they didn't tell them the real shit. It's like how when they took the Bible from us and fabricated it, they didn't tell us the real shit. They fabricated, but that's how the they got the idea from the tribes because that's exactly what they did when they gave them all of the magic that they noticed and said, "Hey, show me what you just did." Or we were staked out around here, and this whole area was supposed to just go up in flames. We saw you guys over there dancing around and blowing things. What was that? They researched that shit. I know that pisses them off because that's what really happened. And I promise you, y'all, they mimicked a lot of these people survival tactics, and they use it against the descendants for a reason, because it's like a natural instinct these people have, the ones who carry certain DNA, and allegedly, just for research purposes only, according to your blood type, the environment is affected or improved, if it makes sense. Certain about the same like foods, but we don't get into that because we don't really care. Eat anything, everything's the same. So, so when they study these specific people, because mostly 90%, I'm going to say, because it's 10% just scattered people on the list, right? Just madman put you on there. You know, he was jealous, he was made, you pissed him off. But 90% of the people that's on the list, the main people that's really on the list, y'all, have rare DNA. They studying these specific people, to the researchers that's reaching out, YouTube's research purposes only. They really putting these people on the list to study their reactions to certain things, to study how they can get well after getting certain things like the COV 19, seeing how they go through. Because I was the first patient, not alleged. I was amongst the first 100 people that got the COVID in 2016, 2017. Yeah, 2017 I had it first, and they had me in this room, glassed up. People came in with suits and gowns on and stuff on, covered mask on their face, with me and my kids now. Yeah, and we was feeling like we was about to just die in there. So um so they study how fast, not only if your reaction to whatever situation, how long it takes you to get well from certain things, how adaptive you could be after being systematically drained, how well you can adapt to just losing everything, how much you can react to uh, people just in general doing things while they're doing stuff to you, how you eat, how you like, what makes you sick, what makes you well. Like it's, I'll be honest, level. I'm trying. I should have wrote it down and tell y'all. Maybe I should do that. But because it's levels. Because it's a whole. It's like, imagine you're studying. It's a game, right? And you get to pick the person you want to be, how healthy they is, uh, how long their limbs are, what type of foods make them lose weight, gain weight. What, like, it's levels to it. So this is like a real version of it in real life. These people that probably get blue cards to SS to see in the Target, because I believe this is why they do the street theater now, because they started a new lineup of recording the victims now, and now these targets are somewhere on the dark web. It's not alleged, because only certain people have access to it, like a Patreon, and all of these blue collar people that have enough money to, like I said in the video game, choose how they want to look, how they want to, because it's real dark, and they literally watch some of these people. And I'm not saying they watch all. Uh, they do this to all the targets that's being targeted and systematically drained. But most of them that have because they drink, not alleged, because this is being documented. It's already exposed. It's already out from secret spies that have came out and said this, that they, allegedly drink the adrenal. What is it called? The adrenochrome. Father, give me the words. They drink the certain cells in the people blood, because, like I said, they trying to live long. They thinking that this would. But see, that's how can I be PG and say this for them? Cause it's like this. I could say this. It's like this when the Creator create us with certain limbs and abilities and uh, features, size, color, birthmarks, attachments, advantages, disadvantages. He made it for a specific reason for that specific person. So when y'all want to finesse the auras again, because this is also finessing auras, which is the biggest sin. By the way, I never explained that finessing auras is like taking the oxygen away from your kind, because that's how you survive here. It's like taking away the ozone layer in space. You know what I mean? Then we all fall down. So it's like that imbalance, and we are a part of that. I had to say that too, but it's like this. You already. I gotta say this because this is important to them too. Like you already sinning, going against somebody. Then you fuck with alignment for that person and yourself, because by stalling them in a path, staging situations for a person for them to fail, uh, ruining their reputation, slander on that person. All of those are deeds into like C's in a way that you uplift somebody in a way. I could keep fucking giving examples of what it is when you do all that. Cause it's fun and games when you get in the head on that person. You seeing things happen bad for them because you feel like you got pull, you got power. I'm talking to the brotherhood, cause they move like this. You get in the head physically, but spiritually you're behind, because it's so deep that we don't understand that angels are in disguise, baby. No matter, I get it. We don't believe it. This not alleged YouTube. That's angels in disguise, and they are trying to convince us to live better. We can't keep going on with a program that wants to hold somebody down because of a preference that they don't like. Well, because most people get thrown on the list. I told you it's 10% that's not about genetics. That just thrown on there, and I feel like a good 4% is the LGBT and the that community is being, a lot of them are being targeted, and a lot of their demises and situations that would cause strategically were labeled something totally different, because the situation they were put in made it look like that's what it was, when really it was set up for that person to begin with, and they missed it because they not aware. There's not enough awareness about this program for certain people to see it, because they think that certain things are just natural disasters because they make it look like that. They want people to feel like it was just natural. It was just, and that person was at the wrong person at the wrong time. That person was involved with something, personal that caused that situation. Well, that's just a bunch of similarities happen in that certain area at the wrong place at the time. They do this for a specific reason. And that's why it's important. I tell my girls this. I tell a lot of people I run into that I feel like have this program on their back, to stay focused and try to avoid toxic people, because I noticed that all of the people that are part of this group are very toxic. Like, what I mean is the people, the brotherhood people that I could tell are part of this thing. Most of them, like, are toxic. So it's like, you could, as long as you just stay from around toxic people, you could bypass at least 80% of the setups that's coming your way, because you're not gonna even condone what they got going on. But let's listen to this.
The healing energy that once trickled through your hands now flows like a river. The words that once felt uncertain now carry the authority of someone who has walked through the valley of shadows and emerged with treasures that can only be found in the depths. Hold that thought for a
Maybe the
moment. I
toxicity
need
comes from the demands they make them do. Like, what I mean is, like, be stern, let them know your boss. It's like one of those old movies, and you see the dad telling, talk to, make them understand and stuff. I think that's what they motivate them to, because like, this is gonna get them annoyed. This is gonna be like, this is like a high level of annoyance, of poking someone or just getting them to just take it there. Yeah.
Need your attention for something very important.
Do not call an attorney if you've been in a car accident. There's a smarter way to get paid a way bigger check without expensive up.
No weapon.
Very important. We're
He
revealing
tried to make
everything
me
we
get
know
into an
about
accident
personal
earlier
power,
today.
healing yourself,
The guy ran the light, just, yeah, I was so terrified because I didn't even, he came out of no fucking where. First of all, it was green light and we all stalled, first of all, before we even, because I always do that anyways, but all of the other cars in the line did the same shit, like, and he just, and honestly, y'all, if I wasn't focusing, and that's probably normally what people do, and he expected me to be doing that at that point, and I could have ran it, me and that other car could have ran into him, but because we were focused, both of us, shout out to the other car, he just ran the light and got a ticket flashed on him because the light flashed. I guarantee you he didn't map that out too quick to understand that this accident didn't happen and now you're getting a ticket.
healing others through weekly Zoom call. No filters, no holding back.
They
We
try to
have
get
been
me in an
quietly
accident
adding
every
all
day,
the
y'all.
occult secrets
So
we've
no
collected.
weapon formed shall prosper. But if you ever hear this side of the news, like how they do Tony, I still ain't hear what happened to Tony H. Nobody is telling me. But if y'all ever hear stories, you heard it here first. They've been trying to get me in a wreck every time I pull out, y'all. That I have to have my dash camera rolling now for that reason. And I'm probably gonna start posting those tonight, some of those videos, y'all, and not blur tag numbers. Because but what's funny is every time I try to post these videos, they erase them. Even TikTok did it to me. I had tried to post a video like just way too many facts in, and I looked at it. I went back to look, and it's not even on there. I'm like, hold up, I know I did this. I tried to do it again, and I looked again. Here we go. No sign of the video uploaded. No sign of it failed. No sign of nothing. They just took the video down.
Over literal years of spiritual
YouTube do that a
practice,
lot.
the techniques
Well,
and wisdom
they
that
haven't been doing it
transformed
lately.
us from
Hopefully
controlled
they won't do
pawns
it
into
again.
conscious creators are now available to
And
those
hopefully they
ready to
won't
walk the
copyright
same path.
videos
This
for
is
me
your
and let me
invitation to join Obsidian Inner
expose.
Order.
Hopefully YouTube will start joining an alliance with good just coverage overall to where it could be a safe haven for people to come to and join just expression portals to where we could just voice our opinions. Yeah, because it used to be like that.
And support our
But it's been
platform so we can
infiltrated with
continue
the
growing our megaphone
organization
to
trying to
reach other
control
chosen
what
ones
they
waiting for
allow to
activation.
post
By joining
or
the
be
Obsidian
posted.
Inner Order, you're not just gaining access
Which
to
I do like that YouTube does have a nice effect to bullies in the comments because they will erase comments real quick, and that is good. If you can do that, then you should allow yourself to not allow the actual bullies in action. Did y'all understand what I just said? Like, you remove the comments of bullies, but you don't stand up to bullies that tell you to take certain people's videos down that talk about truth or things. I don't know. I think it's contradicting.
forbidden knowledge. You're becoming part of a movement that's rewriting reality itself.
So
It's a
hopefully things like that
360 win
change
for all of us.
soon.
Link is in the description. But now comes the most dangerous phase of your journey,
The app start
and it
supporting
requires
these
your
people
complete attention. The
instead of
same forces that once
in the same sense of how they promote certain people that these certain agencies contact them about, like, hey, uh such and such, this is my artist, we're gonna get this promoted everywhere, we need you to post this on everybody's feed, get all the tags you need, you guys need everyone to see this, we need the coins. In that same way, when these people that's reviewing these videos, reviewing these stories that get all, deep and invested in these certain subscribers because they gotta analyze certain things they said and all that before the AI, because they still even got to do it for AI. That's the secret. People, yeah, they got computers, man, you doing stuff, but there's always a person reviewing. So to those people reviewing this shit, that's not promoting these videos, y'all, they could do the same thing for people like me, you and I, or like what's that guy? Damn, what's that guy name? Because they was promoting Nature Boy at some point. I remember that because Nature Boy's story stood out to me, y'all. And allegedly, this is my observation, y'all. Nobody can sue you for your opinion. So, this is my observation. When I noticed this little strategic campaign happening around me and seeing that post online, I knew it was the Brotherhood. And maybe Nature Boy don't understand how they milked him and used him to exploit that and do that like that, because somebody was trying to make me go down there, and it wasn't nobody of Nature Boy's camp. I'm just gonna say that. I don't like to throw buses on people, but it was so funny. And see, I'm being nice saying that, but it was so funny how they trolled me in my real life, and that's what let me know a lot of these trials online is not only is Nature Boy situation was a a, a brotherhood message. A lot of these, yeah, it's cool. Hey guys, a lot of these other trials, the Diddy trial, definitely one. Hey, what's up? Y'all want me to give y'all a few more? All of those was messages. The Thug trial was one, and I don't think none of them. Some of them know, and I probably was right the first time. None of them probably know, but some of them don't even know that they was really used to send a message to targets, the people on the list, which means now I think you guys are on the list. I'm talking about the people I just mentioned, because I just saw the Brotherhood just use you as a scapegoat to send a message out, because they definitely sent that message to me, a couple of them. Yeah, it and I might sound a little far-fetched. Maybe like probably need to calm my tail down, but I guarantee you everything I said is facts. To the point where I'm giving you too much truth that they definitely gonna fuck with me for telling you. But guess what? I told y'all from here on out, guess what? I'ma sacrifice my life to make change for everybody, not just me. I promise you, I gotta go get this other charger, so hold on. I'm gonna play this.
Tried to destroy you are now scrambling to co-opt your message, to dilute your
They
impact, to
definitely don't want me
transform
to say
your
that shit.
authentic offerings into marketable products that feed their existing power structures. They've realized they can't eliminate you, so they're attempting to domesticate you. They want to turn your revolutionary consciousness into comfortable spirituality that threatens no one and changes nothing. They seek to package your hard-won wisdom into bite-sized inspirational quotes that make people feel good without inspiring them to actually transform. But you see through these manipulation attempts now. The very experiences that once made you vulnerable to their deceptions have immunized you against their current strategies. You can smell spiritual materialism from miles away. You can detect the difference between authentic transformation and performance art designed to harvest attention and resources from genuinely seeking souls. There's something particularly insidious about how they try to trap awakened souls in webs of manufactured drama and meaningless conflict. They understand that beings of your caliber cannot be controlled through traditional means, so they attempt to exhaust your energy through constant interpersonal chaos. They orchestrate situations designed to pull you into arguments about surface-level issues, while the real work of transformation gets neglected. They create artificial
I
emergencies that
walked in
demand
on
your
that.
immediate
Yes,
attention,
ma'am.
hoping to fragment your focus and prevent you from
Yes.
maintaining the
That's the
sustained
whole
concentration
motive behind
necessary
all
for
the
deep
delays they've
spiritual
been
work.
doing.
Yet you've learned to navigate these traps with the skill of someone who has studied their methods extensively. Where once you might have
Yes,
been drawn
indeed.
into every manufactured crisis, reactive to every provocation, defensive about every
Okay,
accusation,
is
now
this
you move
charging?
with the
No.
fluid grace of someone who understands that not every invitation to conflict requires acceptance. What if a meteor crashes into our house? Or aliens try to abduct me?
And it's so crazy
What?
to say that because
Acceptance. You've
of
developed
what I
what could
said
be called
about the meteors.
divine indifference, not because you don't care about truth or justice, but because
AI
you've learned to distinguish
has
between
advanced
battles worth fighting and
incredibly.
distractions designed to derail your mission. People seek you out now, don't they? They're drawn to something they
Pretty
can't
much.
quite name but desperately need. In your presence, they feel safer to remove their masks, braver to face their fears, more hopeful about possibilities they had given up on. You've become a living permission slip for others to embrace their own authentic power. Without preaching or pushing, simply by being who you've become, you show them what's possible when someone refuses to let the world crush their spirit. The knowledge you carry extends far beyond personal wisdom. You've become a keeper of ancient truths that this modern world has forgotten in its rush toward technological advancement and material accumulation. While others chase external achievements that rust and fade, you've been entrusted with timeless principles that transform lives and heal generations of trauma. The insights that flow through you connect people back to their forgotten divinity, back to their original purpose, back to the love that is their true nature. There's something else happening now that few recognize, but you can sense with crystal clarity. The collective consciousness of humanity is undergoing a massive shift, and those who have been prepared through trials by fire are being called into active service. The seemingly random chaos erupting across various systems and institutions isn't actually random. It's the death throes of structures built on deception and exploitation. What looks like societal breakdown to the untrained eye is actually cosmic house cleaning to those who understand the larger patterns at play. Your role in this planetary transformation isn't to fix the broken systems or convince the sleeping masses to wake up. Your role is to be a stable beacon of truth for those who are ready to see, a source of wisdom for those who are ready to hear, a demonstration of possibility for those who are ready to believe that another way of living is not only possible but inevitable. But with great power comes great responsibility, and the universe
I'm
has
not
been
gonna lie,
preparing you
I
for what's
do
coming.
appreciate the fact that a lot of these people are thinking twice about pretty much fucking with me altogether. Authority figures, y'all, it feels nice to not get pulled over a lot because they still jump behind me, but it feels good to not feel like you're being harassed. At some point, it felt like that. It feels really good to, even though, I'm still having a lot of things done, but because I speak my mind about stuff, some people think twice, y'all. This is why I'm telling y'all this shit, because I'm telling you the only reason why things is going smooth and I'm able to even get certain things done, or at least some of it done, is because I run my mouth behind the scenes a lot, y'all. Some things I don't even make it. Don't make it online, y'all. I run my mouth. I'm gonna call the supervisor. I'm gonna call the board of elections, the board of committees, and whomever. I'm gonna research everybody and whoever I need to talk to that's gonna listen. I'm gonna explain what just happened that I felt like was very corrupt and staged and kind of coerced to be what it was. Yeah. So when you do that, it kind of make it too loud for them. It make it too hot because they sometimes it's not even about your little petty situation that they don't want to highlight. It's you bringing light to other stuff, and now because they're gonna be audited, and now their whole lineup is getting uh, evaluated, and then some certain things they did is going to be exposed now to their chief and higher up that had no clue they was doing it. Even if they taught them how to do it, uh, they had the fucking orders to stand by, and they went against it. They had the orders to not use those tactics, and they still did. So it's like different situations now are being exposed. So it's layers to the exposure they face. This group I'm talking about, because now they already, I told you, they infiltrated the methods that their our forefathers taught them, and then uh, retaliated against other members. If they didn't, if they told on them, or if they, it's deeper than that. So it's like they got more problems than just targeting us at this point. It's from what I'm seeing. So I think the best bet for us to look at when it come down to the Supreme Court reviewing these docs, to look like the most stable and law-abiding citizen there is. We want to look like a lot of these situations that's amplified are just what it is, staged, because it's gonna be obvious because of your reaction. We want it to be, promise you, it might sound crazy what I be saying, but please, y'all, listen to me because I'm noticing everything and it's gotten me through so much shit, the stuff I learned. I promise you, I bypassed situations that could have took me out. I would not be here today talking to you. Just like August 3rd, that happened to me. Those corrupt officers made me feel like, because at some point we was driving along, I thought I was gonna make it to the precinct at some point, but someone kept buzzing them in about, and I believe it was family that was asking about why I just got arrested. And subscribers, I love y'all so much. My day ones was calling those people. They was calling those people. Nobody knew what I went through behind the scenes. Secretly, nobody knew that I could have got kidnapped, and I could have had one of those stories that could have been suspicious online everywhere, because that's what I felt like they was trying to do. Look, that's what I felt like they was finna do. And especially hitting in that padded cell, being blanked out that long. If it was if it wasn't for my daughter that they keep messing with, kept calling, and my auntie that kept calling to talk to me, to tell me about my court date and stuff like that, to get the kids right away, they would have kept me in that abandoned flow. Did you just hear what I said? They would have kept me down there in that abandoned flow, because they had me on that abandoned flow, y'all, for days. Had me talk to Stephen, the angel, telling me they wasn't finna come get me. He been there 8 months. I can't make this up, y'all. He said, "You not getting out of here. They not gonna let you leave." I put that on my life. He said he was there months, or did he might have said years, y'all, and I'm saying it wrong, but I'm gonna just say months. He said he was there months. He missed his kids. He was telling me to breathe. Sound like kept saying, "It sound like I'm losing you. Speak up. You got to keep talking. Talk through it." And he saved me, y'all. I promise you on my life, I will never lie to y'all for you to like me or believe me. That shit haunt me to this day. This the anniversary of it, so hear me out. Like, just kind of venting, because they trying to take me the fuck out. The whole scenario, the whole situation, from the part all the way to me getting released, was set up, scheme to get me the fuck out of there for this ritual on August 3rd, a day after my daughter's birthday, y'all. From the kidnapping, how they did me, they detained me and didn't read me my Miranda rights or tell me I was being arrested and took me to jail. Then you threaten you gonna put me in the padded cell and knock my lights out on camera. And I asked the lady, "Did you just hear that? Who was putting my fingerprints in?" She said, "Yeah, shh, yeah, but if don't talk back to him, you gonna make it worse." That's exactly what she said. It's recorded. Tell him to rewind the tapes on August 3rd, Cartersville. Sorry. Then I wake up with a nosebleed and the padded cell for real, y'all. All because she was in that accident to change her clothes. And if they release this, I'm gonna tell you I was cold. I'm anemic, boo. I was cold, and everybody kept tapping, telling them to change this crazy girl that's sweating cold and shivering clothes. But then now they change it, flip it, say I'm problematic. When the problem is your negligence to allow Miss Avant to change her clothes from being wet, when y'all had her sitting out there in the rain at the park. Nobody wanted to hear that. But let's go.
Next. The isolated years weren't just about
See, I'm
your
gonna speak for
personal
myself,
development. They
because
were
I
about
don't want them to take
preparing
me
you to
out and
serve as
post
a
all
bridge
this.
between
Let me
worlds.
explain what
The
happened.
pain you transmuted wasn't just
Let
your
me tell you
own.
the truth,
It was collective shadow work
so you can
that
see through the
needed to be done
bullshit.
by someone strong enough to hold the intensity without being consumed by it. The battles you fought weren't just personal victories, they were clearing pathways for others who will follow in your footsteps. The world is waking up, and it needs guides who have already walked the path from unconsciousness to awareness, from fear to love, from separation to unity. It needs people who have been tested
Yeah.
by fire and emerged as gold. It needs souls who have faced their own darkness and integrated it into wholeness. It needs humans who have remembered their divine nature and can help others remember theirs. Your journey has also revealed something that most humans never discover, the profound difference between helping people and enabling their dysfunction. Early in your awakening process, you might have confused these two activities, believing that being of service meant saying yes to every request and absorbing everyone's pain as if it were your own responsibility to heal. The harsh lessons of those years taught you that true service sometimes requires saying no, that authentic love sometimes looks like allowing people to face the consequences of their choices, that genuine healing can only occur when someone takes responsibility for their own transformation. This wisdom has made you incredibly effective at catalyzing actual change in people's lives, rather than simply making them feel temporarily better about their problems. Those who encounter you now don't just receive comfort for their pain, they receive tools for transcending the patterns that created the pain in the first place. Your presence doesn't enable their victimhood, it activates their heroism. Your words don't feed their addictions to drama and chaos, they inspire their commitment to peace and clarity. The precision with which you can now identify the root causes of human suffering and offer pathways to genuine liberation is nothing short of miraculous.
So why do I start things and never finish them? It's all due to something called law of sustainment. In psychology,
Miraculous. This skill wasn't developed through
God, it's
academic
so
study or
good.
therapeutic training,
It's like
though you
even
may
through
have
the
pursued
storm,
such
it's like
education as a way of
whatever,
understanding
baby,
and
go ahead,
organizing
come
what you
with it.
already knew intuitively. The real
That's
education
hard.
came through your own journey from bondage to freedom, from unconsciousness to awareness, from separation to unity. People often marvel at your ability to remain centered in situations that would send others into emotional tailspins. They wonder how you can witness their pain without being consumed by it, how you can offer wisdom without becoming preachy, how you can maintain boundaries without becoming cold. What they don't realize is that these
Okay, let's read
capabilities
what
were
Cora
forged
just
in the
sent to me.
fires of your own transformation.
Just sent to me. It's funny, so we're gonna read it so I can show you how AI works. So it's like my daughter was involuntarily committed to rehab. Who is supposed to control her finances and pay her bills? And Moranita, Moranita said no one is supposed to control her finances and pay her bills. I had a friend who was in the psychiatry ward in the work before hospital. I had a friend who was in a psychiatric hospital for 3 years because I see what they try to do. It's so fucking funny. Uh, the therapist gonna run me out and say she too smart after they evaluate me. So for 3 years, because I found out that her psychiatrist had her 12 different medications, I told her there is no way she should be on that many psychiatric meds, and that the next time she sees her psychiatrist to dump them on his desk. She did so, and that's what this was. She told him all the medications you have me on. She told him, look, my friend told me to dump them on your desk. I didn't want to. Should I? Uh, I skipped the line. My eyes. He said, your friend was right. There is no way you should be on so many. And I hadn't realized you were on so many. On so many. He said this and immediately hospitalized her. As I said, she was there 3 years. The hospital picked up the tab for the hospitalization when they learned it was because of malpractice, as they did not want to be sued. During that time, she had bills sent to her home that was obviously not paid and accumulated late fees as a result. After she got discharged, she contacted all the companies that sent her bills and added late fees and explained the situation. Each and every one of them waived the late fees once she sent them official documentation that she was inpatient for 3 years. She had then paid the original debt. Just because someone is voluntarily committed, that doesn't mean they will be. Oh, I see what they tried. It's so funny when I said that the the person laughed when I said it loud. Because let me tell you, I put your ass in situations to piss you the fuck off. First of all, this is the funny part because depending on how you react to these hoe ass tactics, yeah, we gonna call it that, hoe ass tactics that have you doing whatever you doing, you might scream to the mountains like me. You might shut down like me and don't talk to nobody. Get the fuck out of my face on some shit. You know what I'm saying? You might shit, some people laugh it off. You might be that type of person. Wish I was you. You might just laugh out of frustration about this shit. You may even be a part of, sorry, like a 9/11, because that was staged by this program. And voluntary, sorry guys, but then you looking like a deranged person. This is the point, because they want people, especially they guarantee. I guarantee you, they recruit the people that really have to work amongst you. They mostly pick people that don't really like you. It's like they study that shit. They get to interview specific family members, friends, neighbors, some kin folks, and they get their little demeanor about you. The ones that get approached with the program to surveillance, you don't get told everything. They might say, "Hey, we've been investigating this certain person for some time now." That's normally how they do it, and present this person to seem a certain way, and now they gonna stage shit to make you look like that now. So now, if you a thief, they gonna make you. They gonna do things and make you look like you stealing everything at work or around your neighborhood or wherever the fuck you at. If you a crazy person like me, they gonna get you so pissed the fuck off tonight. So your coworkers may see you go off on somebody. Your neighbors may hear you snap on a bitch, and the list goes on. Now they getting the trail worker of you just spazzing the fuck out because the main objective in this whole situation is to get you acquitted, to get you admitted, to get you close and observed, and like one-on-one, because the whole program is collecting data off this person. It seems far-fetched, but shit, like I said, these researchers, they already know this happening. They already exposed these tactics. So it's like to each his own at this point. But I'm gonna play this.
Tempered by years of learning to alchemize suffering into strength, chaos into clarity, wounds into wisdom.
To each his
Your
own.
evolution has also granted you an almost supernatural ability to see through time, not in the literal sense of prophecy, but in the practical sense of understanding how current patterns will inevitably unfold if left unchanged. This temporal awareness allows you to guide people away from destructive trajectories before the consequences fully manifest, to help them recognize the seeds of future pain in present choices, to illuminate pathways toward outcomes that serve their highest good, rather than feeding their immediate gratifications. This gift of seeing the long-term implications of short-term decisions makes you invaluable to those who are serious about transformation and frustrating to those who want quick fixes for complex problems. You cannot in good conscience offer someone a temporary solution that will create bigger problems down the road, even when they're begging for exactly that kind of relief. Your integrity demands that you speak truth that serves their evolution rather than comfort that enables their stagnation. This is your time, not because the external world has finally recognized your worth. It may never fully do that, but because you finally recognized it yourself. Not because your circumstances have become perfect, they may always contain challenges, but because you've become someone who can find perfection in imperfection, beauty in broken things, opportunity in obstacles. The betrayals that once devastated you have transformed into compassion for others who betray because they're operating from their wounds. The isolation that once felt like punishment has transformed into a capacity for solitude that allows you to connect with infinite wisdom whenever you need guidance. The rejection that once felt like evidence of your unworthiness has transformed into discernment that protects you from people and situations that aren't aligned with your highest good. Every experience that once felt like evidence that you were cursed has revealed itself to be proof that you were chosen.
If you've never cashed a $42,166 paycheck, then I've got...
You were chosen. Not chosen for an easy life, but chosen for a meaningful one. Not chosen to be comfortable, but chosen to be powerful. Not chosen to fit in with the crowd, but chosen to lead those who are ready to rise above the limitations that keep most humans trapped in mediocrity. The secret they've been trying to hide from you is that you don't need their permission to be magnificent. You don't need their approval to use your gifts. You don't need their understanding to fulfill your purpose. The power that lives within you is sovereign, autonomous, and completely independent of their recognition or support. It was given to you by forces far greater than their human institutions, and it cannot be revoked by anyone operating on their limited level of consciousness. As you step into this next phase of your journey, remember that everything you've experienced has been preparing you for this moment. The knowledge you carry is needed now more than ever. The healing energy you've cultivated is desperately required by a world in pain. The wisdom you've gained through your trials is exactly what's needed to guide others through their own transformations. The very qualities that made you feel like an outsider in their artificial systems are precisely what make you a leader in the authentic reality that's emerging. Your refusal to conform wasn't rebellion, it was integrity. Your inability to accept their limitations wasn't defiance, it was recognition of your true nature. Your insistence on remaining true to yourself wasn't stubbornness, it was wisdom. You are the embodiment of powerful divine knowledge, hidden deep within the soul, and that knowledge is no longer hidden. It blazes through your eyes, flows through your words, radiates from your presence, and transforms everything it touches. The time of hiding is over. The season of playing small has ended. The era of your full emergence has begun. Step forward with the confidence of someone who has been tested and proven worthy. Move with the authority of someone who carries ancient wisdom in modern times.
Did you know? Tyra Banks has a new face? This is, or rather...
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to click it. I was itching my hand. I clicked it. Because the thumbnail looks like... Maybe it is AI generated. That they thumbnail. Okay. Okay, I'm reset that now because I can't attain it, the message like that. Alright, let me try to get another video because I'm definitely gonna get another video in before I go inside. Got some wonderful things to finish up for my daughter's birthday, y'all. Actually, she has no clue making her a sushi cake. She does not want a regular cake this year, and y'all, I'm gonna show y'all a picture of it. It's gonna be so cute. So, I'm on, this one is chosen one. You have a lot of admiration lately. Someone, she's saying highly of you. That's on both sides. It kind of made me doze off.
So I found this website and look at the difference. $233 a month. Now I thought this was the best they could do, right? Don't even look any.
Okay.
They don't fear your voice. They
It's
fear
time to
the
be
day
like,
your voice finds its echo.
oh, so okay, so this one chosen, God's chosen ones. I didn't mean to do that. No, it's time to. So this is definitely affirmative. It's time to get united as they feel the day you stand with others like you. Whoa, that made me get goosebumps.
But a wall of light. It blinds the whole illusion.
Okay, I'm gonna like this one right now.
Now imagine this for a moment. Chosen one. Imagine if every black sheep finally realized they weren't alone in the field. Imagine if every silenced soul found the others who spoke the same hidden truth. Imagine if every target of sabotage, betrayal, and spiritual manipulation stood together, not in noise, but in unshakable presence. That moment. That's the apocalypse of their control. That's what they've built entire systems to prevent. Because when chosen ones find each other, lies don't just fall apart, they self-destruct. And here's the part they prayed you'd never see. Science has already confirmed it. Humans synchronize emotionally and spiritually in the presence of shared experience. Mirror neurons fire
I
when people
told you that's. I believe that's how angels are connected. Specific descendants of themselves. They based off of experience and things they go through. I might sound far fetched, but I believe I'm on to something when I say based off what you went through that's similar to what they've been through. They kind of get attached to you spiritually in the way that they see things before it happened because we remember patterns that angels definitely remember patterns because that's how they talk to us.
resonate. And shared trauma,
See
it
how
unites
the
in
angels
ways
clean it
no
up.
algorithm can predict. That means the very isolation they weaponize to destroy you is now becoming the bridge that connects you
I
to
like
those who
that.
carry your same scars. You were never
I just said
crazy.
that with the angels.
You were
That's how
never
you connect
alone.
with them.
You were just ahead of the alignment. And thank you, chosen one. Don't forget to pay this message back by simply pressing the like and subscribe buttons to help spread this message to more souls. It's the responsibility of all of us to spread
Y'all,
the
this one
light,
is God
to shake
Chosen
the
Ones on
algorithm,
YouTube.
and to awaken the rest of our tribe. Your click is a ripple, your share is a signal, and your presence here, it means you are part of something cosmic. You are part of a force they've tried for generations to keep scattered. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for being part of this mission.
Well, thank
And
you
now let's get into
for
what
being the
they've
blessing.
feared since the beginning. From the moment you were born, you were tagged, marked by a frequency most couldn't
Makes
recognize,
sense.
but all
As into
felt.
how
Your presence
they place
shook
certain
rooms before you
situations
spoke.
around your
Your
adolescent
silence
years
disturbed what others were trying to
as a
hide.
form
But what
of
they
training
didn't
you
expect
for what's
was that
next.
you weren't the only one.
Mm.
There were others, quietly watching, quietly surviving, quietly being sculpted by the same pressure. Different battles, same blueprint, different paths, same power. And they knew that if you ever met, the system would fracture. So what did they do? They divided you, distracted you, lied to you, fed you spiritual disinformation disguised as
Damn.
friendship. They had to keep you
Make sure this one
separated
turned all the way up.
because unity is the only thing that can't be manipulated once it's activated. Why do you think your connections always fell apart the moment they started feeling right? Why do you think the people who truly saw you were either removed or turned against you? That wasn't coincidence. That was strategy. They had to keep each chosen one isolated in their corner, questioning themselves, mistrusting others. Because if you ever
Smart people.
started comparing stories, comparing wounds, connecting visions, then the illusions that held power over you would
Now
collapse.
we're gonna give him a round of applause for being very intelligent. The people that come up with these tactics that play out in certain people's lives is very strategic in a way that only a genius will come up with the techniques they use to make it look so natural. Oh yeah,
Like dominoes. You see, they didn't just fear your strength, they feared your recognition of others who were also
like a
chosen.
domino
Because
effect. They know if I take this one from the two, that'll leave them with, you know what I'm saying. So if I stop that, reach that benefit, and stop that benefit, and make them come over there at this time at 30:30, they'll be just leaving that appointment or the store, realize that now they're amped up. You got to do it at this time right here. They're showing them the map. You got to do it at this time right here is the best time to get the reaction. I'm being sarcastic on purpose because they map it out similar to this because you could tell from the patterns they mimic. Understand, this is something they, even if they adjust, they never gonna change because they're deep into ritualistically sabotaging the person. They don't just sabotage them. There's a ritual around it because the main goal of it's to harvest, and this is alleged YouTube, to harvest their energy because guess what? They studying their DNA to use it for future use. They, most of them, they do these rituals and drink these people adrenaline and whatever they say alleged, right? YouTube, because this has been documented amongst people of of power, other people of power that's being targeted. They have documented seeing this happen. So that's not even far fetched. So imagine the amounts of people now when you include that that's being targeted now. That's when it gets dangerous to becomes a danger to society to have those lodges operate in every town.
Together, you wouldn't just speak truth,
Here we
you'd
go.
become it, you'd embody it. And the moment you do that, no smear campaign, no energy attack, no spiritual interference can stop what rises. Because
Amen.
what rises then is truth in form, light in numbers, unshakable, unstoppable, unified, and chosen one. That's what's starting to happen right
Because at
now.
this point, it feels like two systems. You have the brotherhood system that makes sure even the law abides by it. The courts, the judges, the attorneys, the hey, we got somebody that's gonna make it go away, right?
The isolation didn't break you, it revealed you. The betrayals didn't destroy you, they connected you. The lies didn't silence you, they synced you with others who have carried the
This
same
what it come
truths
down
in
to.
silence.
Y'all gotta
And now the universe is orchestrating what they spent their entire
y'all gotta understand that this is connected to not just you now, cause it's if you're on the list, which means your children are tied to you, which they how I'm seeing how they mess with people children around me and my children. I know that if you having these tactics done to you, they definitely have uh, a point of this documenting you including your children at some point down the line. It's just it's a part of the results they need. And I wish I can explain it better, but what's yours is theirs, right?
lives trying to prevent a spiritual convergence, a collision of voices, a reunion of energies that don't need proof to believe because they
So which
remember.
means is if that's the case, then this needs to be a this everyone needs to raise awareness in every community, adults, children, everybody needs to know. People need to, this is just something, my opinion. YouTube, no, you guys are not telling you whatever, but I feel like this should be in schools. This should be taught in schools about this, what's happening, so children can know, people can know, adults can know, the elderly can know, to not be misled by people a part of this group. Yeah, I said it. Ain't nobody, everybody's scared to say that. No, because this is a dangerous ass program. So that's why I'm saying it. I'm seeing how they move around me to uh, take everything from me to make sure I don't have nothing. Mess even as far as messing with the parts on my car so that I can get into wrecks. Even to getting landlords to put me out, to getting just strategic situations done, messing with having people mess with my children. This needs to be something that the news channels should already have been surfacing online and on television, y'all. And the problem is that it's not.
You're not alone anymore. That tight feeling in your chest lately, that urge to find your people, that unexplainable knowing that something big is about to shift. That's not paranoia. That's the pulse of unification. That's the frequency of awakening souls drawing together. That's the universe lifting the veil. Because the moment the chosen stand beside each other, the ones who built their
And that
lives
is
on your
so true.
separation.
This is factual, y'all. I told you we like puzzle pieces. These private investigators that's amongst all of these organizations that said, "Hey, we're gonna do pro bono cases like these, man," because my aunt's niece, she was in this situation, and we believe she was being targeted by the same program that your client's talking about. I'm gonna grab these few right here. It's a lot of that happening, y'all. It's a lot of that happening right now. So there's a little bit of faith to the people that feel like they're alone, to the people that feel like, damn, how long this gonna go on? Damn, like, just who gonna look out for us on the inside to just shut this shit down? I'm telling you, believe it in your heart first. Don't just take it from me. Believe it in your heart first. But then I'm gonna tell you this much. Because of some recent situations that just happened, not only in my life, but a couple top people that's being sabotaged, and they mad about it because they feeling like, oh hell nah, y'all, they ain't gonna just put that shit on me. A lot of stuff just hit the fan, y'all. So your reaction, going back to that, let's do this as a whole, because we coming together. Let's work on our reaction. Let's work on meditating through strategic attacks, no matter what it is. Let's work on learning how to be more kinder in that reaction too. So to the investigators that's somewhere around, because they always are, to the investigators that's around documenting this activity, it could make them even look more worse than what they is when they attacking you via whomever they sent your way, because the tags are already left. When they send to specific groups, specific people that amongst their groups, specific people that, because they have people working on certain tasks uh, based off what level of intelligence, based off what level of experience in the real field they had. So they give themselves away. I'm helping them with this, you know, just like degrees, you can get a job based off what you learn. They do that same shit when they allow certain people to watch people like me and you, certain people that's tied to me and you, certain groups that might get chose to come fuck with somebody like me and you based off what they can do and what they have done already. So boom, they already got a layout to narrow out. It's like, okay, so we already know what to look for, type of shit. So when you come on and say this, I might say something totally different from what you said, but it just gave the tier of workers on our levels, and able to compare the notes to map out where it came from. And now boom, damn, everybody on your shift that was affected by this, they getting justified. That's how deep it is.
Start to panic. They could discredit one voice, but now there are thousands rising.
Yes.
Thousands who've seen the same darkness. Thousands who've survived the same silent wars. And that is what makes them shake. Not because
They
you're
don't
louder,
like that shit.
but because you're no longer alone. They knew the day would come when the scattered would rise like stars across the sky, each carrying light, each carrying truth.
It's
That
because they
day,
move like
it's
that.
here.
They do everything in a certain way. Certain people can only have access to certain things. Certain people can only do certain things, and it allows you to see shit for what it is. Especially these people who have pull to just be able to research certain things in a more depth way, to see why they did this, and where it came from, and what, the motive behind it.
And it's only the beginning. And chosen one, if you feel this fire building inside you, don't scroll away. This isn't just a message, it's a mirror. You're not hearing this by accident. You're part of the shift they hoped would never begin. Drop the number 777 in the comments if you feel the pull of this rising unity. If this message cracked something open in your spirit, bless the mission with a super thanks, because your support
See, they
pushes
like to
this
get me on
truth into
focus
more
because they can
ears.
tell that I'm a Tyler Perry first draft pick. Because I know that when somebody's trolling me to get a certain reaction, whether it's a relationship or just business, wherever I'm at, grocery store, I know how to put my actress mask on and not give them what they want. It's like I'm a child in my mind. It's like, I can't give you what you want, type shit, or I'm gonna do the opposite of what you want me to do. I get into that moment. So this is why I always say this. When I said this earlier in the neighbor laugh, uh, when I was reading that core post of the friend that got hospitalized for 3 years, no matter what situation they put me in, If I know you want me to look crazy, I know how to not look crazy and sound professional. Because most of the time, when I look crazy to you, I'm probably being sarcastic on purpose. And most people don't understand that about me. See, I'm not, see, most mentally ill people are uncontrollably acting out crazy. They can't control whether to chill off with you or to increase talking shit to you or doing whatever they can do. But I can. And I do it in real time that it pisses them off a lot. But then it brings them to their knees to realize, well, damn, she do got some sense. She playing crazy now. But it's not that. It's just that you you making me uneasy, and now I'm gonna be sarcastic and go off on you and tell you to fuck off. And I like that, the fact that a lot of people is starting to see that and treat me better. But it's disgusting when I realize this whole program did this to me all these years on purpose to make me spaz the way I used to spaz. Because I was unaware, first of all, of me having this spectrum issue. And second of all, because I wasn't aware of them trying to make me act out. So therefore, I'm just in my mind, and I'm gonna piss you the fuck off to get the fuck out of my face, whatever the situation is. And that's why I feel miserably, and that's what gave them what they want every time, to make me look like somebody I'm really not. Fuck what just happened. Fuck what they just did. Fuck all that. That's normally what it is. Like, fuck what they just did to her. Look what she did. You know? So, learning to control that.
More hearts and more souls ready to remember who they are.
Mm.
You need an LLC. It's
It's
protecting you. It's
important to
keeping your
understand
business
that.
and your personal life
Because they
separate.
wanted
So
to
go
look
to
like that.
Telebrand.
Into
Forget what
more
we just did to
ears,
you.
more hearts, and more
Look at what you
souls
just did.
ready to remember who they are. You are not alone anymore, and neither are we. The alignment has begun. And now let's walk deeper into the truth together, step by step. And believe me, if you're truly one
And
of
I
the
feel it in
chosen,
my
you
spirit
won't.
to say that. And that was the point of them getting whoever they hired to create a platform like AI. Sorry guys, I love you. Because this program if they stage situations for you to act certain ways. So now, let's say this: they're able to stage it in I can't get it out, theatrically modify the time frame and when things happen to get it looking like you spaz first, and erase and moving the first clip of them antagonizing you and whatever happened, and bring it behind and say, well, this is why this happened, because this is what he did, this is what she did. As you can see, she's walking up and she's attacking them, or as you can see, he's having a deranged moment. He's just and but you don't see where it was AI that reverse techniques and time frames was flipped, and now it's not showing you where they walked up to her or him first, and then it explains why she spinned around to the person and said come out and all that. But now that's in the back, so now that you see calm down, what do you mean, that type of shit, right? It looks like you're just having a bad day, you're a danger to society. And it's like, hey, to the Supreme Court, hey guys, did you see that video? That is why I believe that's why they've been watching it, yet whispering in the guy's ear now. Yeah, we don't even need to take this one. We want to see this one. Type shit. We probably don't even need to waste anyone's time. Oh yeah, we can see that. Pretty much, he's having a bad day. That is what's happening to a lot of people, on the list, because this program, this software that they implemented. Yeah, see, people don't know that this software that they sponsored and implemented so that for their advantage, and they showed us allegedly as a social experiment with a lot of cases, with Kanika being one. See, a lot of people miss that, but you heard it here first. I don't need no credit from me. I ain't like the rest of them. But we're gonna listen to
Be
this.
able to look away because what's coming next, it's It's exactly what they never wanted you to realize. Let's get started. Number one, they built barriers because they knew bridges would burn them down. They didn't fear your growth, they feared your connection. Because when you rise alone, you're a threat. But when you rise together, you're a revolution. And that's exactly what they've been trying to prevent since the day you opened your eyes. See, Chosen One, they didn't just isolate you out of cruelty, they did it out of fear. They saw the storm in you before you even knew you were lightning. And what terrified them most was the thought of that energy colliding with others like you. That's not just power, that's prophecy fulfilled. That's the end of their illusion. They weren't scared of your voice. They were scared of the echo it would create if someone else, just as tuned in, just as resilient, just as divinely protected, heard it. That's why they built walls in the form of rumors. Fences made out of lies, moats of mistrust. They had to keep you separated, not because your truth was weak, but because it was undeniable when spoken in unity. Alone, you might be gaslighted. Together,
Like, took it. That was that one gave me goosebumps because I figured in a way that the reason they did certain things was so that certain people that had a soft spot for me, whether it's a relationship, whether it's friendship, no matter what it is, that had a soft spot for me, that was seeing strategic things done to me, that started to reach out saying things like, why would they do that, when I would tell them something that happened at work that was targeted towards me, when I would tell them something that happened just at the social workplace, when I would tell them that, and their reaction to me kind of like, and could get a train of reactions from other people when they would tell their friends. Now they might go tell their family members. Now they might, and now that's uh, raising awareness very quickly, and that's why they kind of like removed a lot of those type of people from around me by either scaring them off, making them feel like I'm a witch, either scaring them off, making feel like I'm up to no good. Some of them making them scare me off like I'm a fed, or I'm a just so that these people won't be there to help me in my time of need. Just so those people won't be there to listen to me when things start happening, or to witness certain things, whether it's on FaceTime or on the phone at the same time. When these people doing certain things, or even in the car with me when they do certain things, or even in my house when they do certain things, just all over. I can keep going. They do it specifically so that when they lay these little tactics out in your life, because it's all day type shit. When they roll these things out in your life, they want it to look to be like a question mark left, with your peers and people you might tell the story to, or the people you might have to call to help you with certain things. They want it to seem all over the place, like you all over the place, like you. So no matter what you may say, no matter what, it's just gonna look like you did it. You need to change. You was at the wrong place, like just for a specific reason, so that it won't show that, number one, you was in the right. You wasn't in the wrong, no matter what it was. This was this was done to delay you and possibly uh, just have you in jail, or have you in, some people actually go to jail. Some people actually lose their lives behind these tactics, y'all. Cause I'm watching it play out online and in my life. But let me just keep going.
you become confirmation.
Cause
Now think about this. Chosen One. Look at history. Look at how they feared Malcolm X. Not just
it's
because
making
he
me feel
spoke
better
truth,
seeing this,
but because
because
his truth was spreading. Look at Martin Luther King
see,
Jr. It wasn't the dream that scared them. It was the
yes,
dreamers marching behind him. Look at Nelson Mandela, silenced and imprisoned, not for weakness, but because his voice had the power to ignite millions. That's the fear you embody when you can.
when we talk about fear, it brings me it, cause this is the anniversary, y'all, and I think I got out August 15th or August something when I got out of jail. But listen, y'all, like this experience traumatized me more. I'm gonna say this. everything that I probably went through in my whole life, I got over when I went through this. So it made me feel like I was reborn in a way. All the childhood trauma I went through, all the and I mean this with all my heart, like all of the things I possibly was depressed about growing up, all everything was like in the past to me. It felt like I could even say I had no emotion to certain things no more. It's like I was born again. I felt like I I DIE that night, that day I was released and walking by myself and on that dark street, y'all. Like leaving that padded cell, I felt different even. Like I felt like I'm maybe they tagged me with something. Maybe they put a chip in me. I don't know. I'm just saying allegedly. Now I'm sounding like a conspiracy theorist because I don't really believe that. But it's no, it's I don't put nothing past it. They can explain a lot if they did. But I feel different, y'all. Just hear me out, y'all. I feel different from August 3rd to I forgot the year too. My short term memory bad, but it's been 3 years, y'all. Exact since August 3rd last. Those officers kidnapped me and my girls. Had DCF pick up my girls up from that park with this unmarked lady that was so adamant about finding dirt on me to try to say I was a bad mother when I was just a struggling good mother, not a struggling bad, neglectful, abusive mother. I was a struggling, wonderful mother that didn't beat her children, didn't miss any appointments, was falling off financially, but made sure the kids were clean, had everything, including resources she lined up, and was so adamant to take the kids from it. It's just like don't seem natural, doesn't seem, it never for day one felt like it was like natural government agents. Remember even asking the cop, how do I know that's a real DCF lady? He said, well, hey, we called her, just like that, because I didn't give a fuck because the lady she didn't seem real to me, and I was worried more of my girls while I was in the padded cell. So it took my trauma to another level that they couldn't let me find out where they were. They couldn't let me arrange family that my kids had to work through it. My oldest had to call family for me because they helped me from using the phone strategically for a good 48 hours just so I couldn't arrange stuff, just so I couldn't get things done fast, just so I couldn't just for a reason. Left me in a padded cell, y'all, for a reason. This is a crime against me and my girls. This has caused us to fall out in distress, and we're fighters, we're warriors, that and we love each other, so we fight hard towards how we treat each other. We learn from things, but the trauma it left on us individually has caused us to be set back, held back. My daughter has over 30 scholarships, and she's now a young mom. Something it probably would never happen. She would have been more cautious, but the baby God wanted her here to help her, guide her, slow her down with certain things because of the things that was happening to her. So we don't regret that. But she acted out on emotions when she made her baby. She acted out emotions on how she lived now because of what happened to her. Because of this program, surrounding this whole entire program. It's not because of mom, you know, was acting like most of these young girls and not prepared and not, had the kids in at a certain time, not having them fed and dressed and cleaned and hair done, and it's not because of none of that. It's because of the program strategically labeled this woman and campaigned her to be sabotaged, that traumatized us so bad that they tried to kidnap the girls. They tried to kidnap mom. Wouldn't let nobody, my kids use the phone, or at the same time let me use the phone because they was telling me, mom, they wouldn't let us call you. And I'm like, well, they wouldn't let me call you or nobody. Makes sense. That that 48 hours, that long 3-4 day of not being able to talk to each other or any of your family can mentally mentally affect you when you're going through a sudden change, and they knew that, especially dealing with a spectrum family. They knew it. Then when they say no, we're gonna try to label them something else so we can explain why we treated them a certain way, because this made up label that they gave my mama was made by this brotherhood to discredit people who talk about this program, because it was embedded in the system around the era that the program was made a act. I forgot what it was. The Patriot, a part of the. It was made a part of the Patriot Act at the same time. I had to say
Connect
that.
with your tribe.
I had to say
That's
that.
why they built the barriers, not out of strategy, but out of panic. And they disguised those barriers cleverly, didn't they? They dressed them up as comparison, jealousy, judgment, cliques, competition, betrayal.
Here's how to never have to worry about money after a car accident. Listen, if you have been in a car accident in the past,
They
I
dressed
like
them
it.
up as
No weapon for us
comparison,
shall prosper,
jealousy,
baby.
judgment, cliques, competition,
Come on, baby. Let me
betrayal.
talk to you for a
They
second.
wanted you to see every other chosen soul as a rival, not a reflection. They fed your insecurities so you'd reject your allies before you even recognized them. They whispered things like they're trying to outshine you, or you can't trust people like that, just to ensure you'd never form the alliance that would bring the whole illusion down. But here's the truth, chosen one. They saw the pattern before you did. They saw the similarities in your stories, the parallels in your pain, the strength in your scars. They saw that you were all being pulled by the same current. And that scared the life out of them, because when the chosen link, they don't just rise, they dismantle. Not with violence,
Yes,
not
ma'am.
with revenge, but with presence, with power, with
Because
clarity,
we not like
and
them.
with unity. Now you might be wondering, why did I keep losing friends every time I tried to grow? Or
It's
why
not
did I
about you.
always feel like an outsider, even
It's
in
just to
spiritual
isolate you
spaces?
from
Because the
everything,
system
from
was rigged
resources,
to
from
keep you
love, from,
blind to your tribe.
yeah,
Because if
to
they kept you
discourage you.
suspicious, they kept you separate. And if they kept you separate, they stayed
Take
in
that
control.
time to
But what
mentally
they didn't account
acceptingly
for was
isolate when they do
awakening.
that.
What they
And
didn't
it'll come off
expect
different.
was that the divine inside
Appreciate
you
it.
would recognize itself in others. That you'd start seeing through the noise, the competition, the false mirrors, and you'd start building bridges. That's why they tried to distract you with fake friendships, with chaotic relationships, with emotional leeches disguised as love.
Yes,
They
yes,
weren't
yes.
just wasting your time, they were stealing your alignment. Because if they could keep your energy scattered, you'd never have the stillness to hear the call. You'd never feel the tug pulling you toward others like you. But chosen one, the distractions are dying, the masks are falling, and the call is getting louder. Now imagine this, a network of warriors who've walked through fire and came out glowing, not bitter, but better, souls who speak your language before you say a word, people who carry the same frequency you thought only lived in you. That's not a dream. That's the bridge they've feared for generations. And it's being built right now by you, by us, by every chosen one who's finally realizing that the real threat was never the enemy. It was disconnection. You see, they thought if they buried each of you deep enough in doubt and pain, you'd never find each other. But what they didn't realize is that light attracts light. No matter how dark it gets, chosen energy knows how to recognize itself. That's why you've been meeting people lately who feel eerily familiar. That's why conversations have started shifting. That's why old relationships are collapsing while new divine alignments are unfolding effortlessly. The bridges are forming and the barriers are burning. The fear they carry now isn't rooted in your past. It's rooted in your potential, especially the potential to unite, because unity creates momentum. Momentum creates movement, and movement shakes everything false. They know this. That's why they're scrambling. That's why some of your old friends suddenly feel cold. That's why you've been feeling pulled to step back, go inward, reassess your circle. It's the preparation before the real alignment begins. And chosen one, you were born for this. You weren't meant to stand alone forever. You were meant to find your force. And when you do, every lie they told you about your worth, your power, and your purpose begins to fall apart in front of their eyes. You become a living contradiction to their entire strategy, a glowing rebuttal to every room they slandered your name in.
All right,
Because
so
when the
Cora gave
chosen
me this, and it's very funny because we're related. So I'm gonna read this by Jackie Phibbs, uh Luslo Mascolo. It's like, here's something you need to know. James Brown wasn't created in the studio by some music promoter. Like a lot of music groups today, James Brown came from the struggle. He performed because he had to. He didn't start had to. Okay, let's go back. James Brown came from the struggle. He performed because he had to. He didn't start dancing just for fun. He danced to earn nickels and dimes from soldiers watching him. That's how he survived. He grew up without nothing. So I'll pause right here for a second. This is confirmation. Uh, a lot of our ancestors, a lot of artists, a lot of whether it's from people who do magic with cards, a lot of people's circus shows, all of that were used amongst this program, sold among. I mean to say that word, sold amongst this program for specific ties, of course, but and ritualistically humiliated because those a lot allegedly a lot of those little circus shows were, yeah, they made them money, but it was really a plot twist to it. They were mocking them, they were mimicking them, they made them do specific things and wear specific costumes to. Oh, it gets deep. I ain't gonna say that's key reading. James, and it makes sense. He was. I'm reading this only because I believe he was targeted. All of the tactics was used on him. All of the things that happened to him in his life, it all makes sense. And yes, this is not a legend that I'm related to him because he's come to several of our family members reunions in the past. So James Brown was known for being super focused when it came to his work. He was always writing, recording, touring, and performing 6 nights a week, and he expected the same. It's that a lot of codes. He expected that same level of effort from everyone who worked with him, from his dances to the guy playing the drums. He would even find his bandmates if they hit the wrong note or if their shoes weren't shiny. He was stubborn and wanted everything perfect. The people around him were always professional and honestly kind of quiet and careful around him. Everyone called him Mr. Brown and Mr. James Brown, never just James. That was the respect he earned and gave back. That was the respect he earned and gave back. He called everyone Mr. too. You see, and I hate when they do they members like this, right? You could tell they went against him. Secretly recruited a lot of these celebrities, and this is me justifying my ancestors, I guess. Just like it go way back though. To I just seen the post say, why did slaves sell their Africans sell their slaves and stuff like that, and why did supposedly Indians sell their, you know what I'm saying, and enslaved people. They this is not something they wanted to do. People, this fly over your head is just the same tactics that's used today when they do things to you. And I told you to the point they implement AI now to make it stick. You know, because it's all about trail records. This is something they hate the most, having proof of them. So now they trying to use that software to help cover themselves. This is the last thing they could do too. But they've been using this, manually since then. Mess up an area, flood a town, and hey, we can help you. Go to those tribes. Hey, we can help you if you do this. They do this same shit today. When their members don't realize they being used, just it's been happening. It's in the Bible. Everything repeat itself because that's how the devil work. He used the same patterns because he want to be God so bad. He studies spiritual. They do the same thing they father do. That's who they father is. We don't have the same fathers. See, they use they finesse the auras like that, and they continue to do it to their descendants, which means they tied to it. But see, I'm getting too personal, emotional with it. But that's basically what they do now with people. The same shit they did back then, and it's like to force you in a way because you feel like I gotta feed my kids, I gotta live, I gotta pay for this, and well, this, and now you a part of the program, and this is what happened to a lot of people like James Brown. You see how they quoted it because they control these narratives online. You see how they said everything, how they labeled everything. He had to do it, earned his respect. This is how the brotherhood leave notes.
Rise in
Because the point of doing it like that, so other members that's trying to join or already joined or part of the orientation video can see who's known and what it'll get you when you earn respect.
unity, the enemy has nowhere left to hide. Their tactics
Here we go.
fail. Their
I'm gonna play
secrets
this while I
collapse.
read this a
Their
little bit.
control dies. So let them call it dangerous. Let them say you've changed. Let them accuse you of being too intense, too different,
It's like I
too
got permission
aligned.
from James
That's
Brown
just their
himself to
fear
say that.
talking. That's just their foundation cracking. Because the bridges you're building weren't made to be understood by those who built walls for a living. They were made for those who were born to tear them down. You are no longer a single voice in a forest. You are the echo of something ancient returning to its fullness. You are the sound of unity rising, the vibration of truth returning. And they can't stop it now. The barriers are crumbling, the bridges are blazing, and the connection they feared most has already begun.
Did you know you could be entitled to a 5 or 6 figure payout if you suffered a serious injury at work, like a broken bone, torn tendon, or needed surgery? Yes, even if the injury happened months ago. Most people settle for less because they don't
See, you
realize what
got
their
some.
injury
I'm
is
reading the
actually
comments,
worth.
y'all. I
Just
get deep in everything, and even in
Number
the
two,
comments,
divide
people are
and
taking
conquer
up for him. They
was their
noticing the campaign in the comments because they done up evolved, and now they get everybody involved when they make these strategic posts and comments to get just rely everybody in, just fish them all in to a certain concept. And Dave said to all those pointing out the flaws in JB's and character. What's your point? History abounds with examples of artists who were terribly flawed human beings. If we can separate the art from the artist enough to appreciate Picasso or Hemingway, why can't we do the same for James Brown? And someone's Mr. JW was replying to this hate mail and said it's racism, pure and simple, telling him this is what's happening in the comments to all of the hate comments that I'm not going to read. But you could tell the aim. They do this to Trump and all these people that secretly have good intentions about certain things. They campaign you amongst your peers and people, not just online, to 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 look deranged or to look flawed, to look imperfect, to look suspicious and all that. And I could see it's nothing different. I used to even hear stories when growing up about James Brown from family members because that's I was told very young. Oh, we're related to such and such and such, and this person, that person, that person. And so I used to see stuff and wonder, like, damn, is the whole world mad at him? Like everybody hates Brown, Mr. Brown. I guess they should have had that because a lot of other artists I see, like Whitney and her daughter, y'all. A lot of people need to understand that this lady was targeted. It's a whole bunch of them, y'all, that y'all gonna hear me talk about a lot lately. But that lady was targeted. It's disgusting. Everybody know it. The fact that they disgustingly mocked her demise, how they did her with her daughter, was another ritualistic way of just because I told y'all the goal, because mainly some of these people have rare mutations and rare genetics, to study how they react. They did the follow up with her offspring. It's real sad. But y'all, we gonna get all of these cases reopened up. We gonna get all of these situations justified by speaking our own lives and experiences and the things we sacrifice and survive that they throw in our path. Sometimes we have to live without certain things because they take things from us, and we got to be able to maneuver through life as we go about. Some of these people don't have opportunities that we have, or even insight to bypass things when it come about. But that's where we come in, and that's why I pray that there's a day that we all join alliance. And I'm gonna keep it that brief because then YouTube gonna take it somewhere else. When I'm just saying, I just pray as a whole, people start moving better for each other, standing up for each other, helping each other, not allowing bullying, racism to continue, not allowing people to be discriminated against in the work field. I could keep going. So that's all I'm saying.
Only weapon until you saw the pattern. They separated the lions so they wouldn't realize they were a pride. That's how afraid they were of your alignment, chosen one. They didn't need to kill your roar. They just needed to make sure you never heard it coming from another soul like yours. Because if you did, if you turned and recognized that the same fire in you was blazing quietly in someone else, their power games would implode. It was never about hating you. It was always about controlling you. And what better way to control power than to keep it fragmented? From the beginning, you were misread by design, praised in private, doubted in public, elevated just enough to feel seen,
Yes, ma'am.
but never enough to feel secure.
Yes, sir.
They gave you compliments soaked in comparison, support that came with strings. They told others about your greatness, then whispered suspicion in your absence. Why? Because that's how divide and conquer works. You don't have to destroy the lion. You just have to make sure he sees every other lion as a rival. Now think about this, chosen one. How many connections did you lose before they even began? How many people carried energy just like yours? Same pain, same strength, but you were convinced they were a threat. How many times did you mistake divine mirrors for spiritual opposition because someone else planted a seed of fear before trust could grow? That wasn't coincidence. That was architecture. That was a system, a silent war built on shadow psychology. And the blueprint was simple. If they can keep the chosen ones suspicious of each other, they never have to worry about them joining forces. They didn't just feed
I
you
like that.
lies. They fed you isolation,
what is
masked
this?
as independence. They didn't want you to know how powerful you are as a collective. Because the moment
chosen
lions
ones.
walk in formation, the
My
jungle
hands are so itchy.
changes. Now imagine this. Imagine a chessboard where every piece thinks it's the only one that
I've
matters.
been over here rubbing my
Imagine
hands for the
pawns
last
avoiding
20
other
minutes, y'all.
pawns, knights
They so
judging
itchy.
other knights, rooks competing for attention.
And the
That
breath of
board
relief when I
never
scratch 'em
wins.
or
That
rub 'em.
board gets crushed. That board is what they programmed into your spiritual
Good,
ecosystem.
good.
But here's
Lessons
the
on the way.
shift.
Usually,
You saw the
I
pattern.
must say this too, y'all. So, claim and receive it, cause it's like when two or more come together. That's how spirituality works in blessings. So, you know, when usually when you in somebody energy that's in air, good things happen. It just means it's on the way for you too. So, but I definitely have this happen when I won't just say regular fucking blessings, big shit, house, cars, stuff happens when I get blessed with big amounts that randomly pop in my deposit, or deposit, I mean, I'm saying it dyslexic. But when I get random deposits sometimes, and random things, good things happen, my hands get so itchy. But right now, I'm gonna be real with you. My hands are extremely itchy. Like, probably never been this itchy ever in my life, but that's just a good sign because all of the things that just happened, it just multiplied. That it just put it in your energy when you react different. It's like showing out for God and the angels at this point, not just yourself, because you show off to God when he flaunt you to the devil. Like, go ahead and do it. She ain't gonna react. He ain't gonna even do that. So you gotta pat yourself on the back, because I'm definitely doing that.
You started noticing the repeat betrayals, the copy-paste friendships, the way certain energies always left you drained and disconnected, and you stopped blaming yourself. You stopped blaming others. You started seeing the system. And once you see the system,
Yeah, because
you
people
can
always say
break
stop
it.
blaming
You
people for your
started
problems. When
realizing
you
that
going
your
through this, baby,
solitude
you gotta
wasn't personal.
make
It
people
was
hold people
tactical.
accountable.
Your rejection wasn't a reflection of your worth. It was a
I felt
reroute
that.
from their manipulation. They wanted you to believe you were too intense, too wise, too much to ever find your people.
Like, I don't really talk about this on Facebook no more at all now. Like, you know, I probably got on Facebook a while ago just to say a couple things to people that I knew was watching Facebook, but I started talking about this specifically there because uh, honestly, people don't understand. They'll think that you just being too much, or you just complaining too much, or you just paranoid, or maybe if you think, because I would get messages like this when I expose certain things. Think positive, everything will get better, or that type of stuff make you angry too, because it's like I was thinking positive before this happened. You know, let me just play the video. It just pisses you off.
Who's behind that number? Eyes too much to ever find your people. But now you're realizing you weren't too much. You were
Oh,
misplaced
the
on
angels is
purpose.
funny.
See, they counted on your fatigue.
Thank
They
you. I
banked
like
on
that.
your loneliness. They expected that after enough spiritual isolation, you'd either shrink down to fit in or lash out to self-destruct.
I've
But
been
you
telling
didn't.
myself every
You
day lately,
observed. You
I have to
evolved.
take more
You watched
credit,
them repeat the cycle
give
so many
myself more
times with
credit.
different faces that the mask
For real, for
started to
real.
fall. And now, you've memorized the script. You recognize the fake support. You know the tactics. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
how they praise one chosen one to alienate another. You've seen
Oh,
how
yeah.
they pit spiritual beings against each other
Oh, yeah.
like crabs in a barrel.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not falling for it anymore. You've seen the pattern. You've seen how they divide the healers, how they silence the empaths, how they isolate the seers. Because when all of you walk alone, they can call you delusional. But when you walk together, they have to face the reality they spent decades trying to erase. You were right the whole time. That's why they switch up when you speak your
I
truth.
just
That's
said
why
that.
they gossip when you form new bonds. That's why
They
they fall
modify as
silent when
as you
two
go
real
along.
ones meet. Because the vibrations are sinking. The old
But like I
control
said, when
system
you
of
expose things, it delays certain things. They kind of back off in a way because for several numerous reasons they have to, um, go back to the drawing board, try some of the techniques, and then you got it hot, and you got all the cameras pointing at them behind the scenes, from their higher ups. So now they got to cool off. It's several reasons why they lay off for a while. So it's like, imagine it's like a domino effect of delaying them when you continue to expose the tactics. Understand what I'm saying? And then at the same time, you puzzling pieces together to someone in another town, another state, another country that went through the same thing you went through, probably way different, but it was the techniques that was used that bound you together with them.
is collapsing. And the false thrones built on divide and conquer are shaking under the weight of unity. And let's speak on this. Unity isn't just about friendship. It's about frequency. It's about recognizing yourself in another soul and letting the illusion of separateness die. It's about realizing that the same source that whispered in your spirit has been whispering in theirs. It's about no longer needing to be the only one shining and understanding that a collective glow is blinding to anything built on darkness. They didn't expect you to mature spiritually. They didn't expect you to hold your peace long enough to see through the sabotage. They didn't expect your eyes to sharpen, your spirit to expand, and your discernment to become surgical. But here you are, seeing through people, not because you're paranoid, but because you've been here before. You've seen the pattern before, and now you're choosing not to react, but to rebuild. And chosen one, that rebuilding starts with connection. It starts with looking at other lions, not as competitors, but as confirmation. It starts with dropping the comparison, the jealousy, the suspicion, and realizing. I emphasize again, it is free to join my community. The stocks I share are also free. The techniques and strategies I teach are also free. So please don't ask me if I charge. Jealousy, the suspicion, and realizing this whole time they've been doing to them what they did to you. And once you accept that, you're no longer playing their game. Look at nature. A single wolf is powerful, but a pack shifts ecosystems. A single fire is dangerous, but a wildfire rewrites landscapes. You were never meant to walk alone forever. That was survival mode. Now it's alignment season. And that means finding your pride, finding your people, and knowing the difference between old manipulative cycles and real divine connection. They know they've lost control when the chosen stop competing and start converging. That's why new betrayals have popped up lately. That's why some familiar faces have turned into distant energies. It's not sabotage. It's the final attempt. The last push to scatter you before the full convergence happens. But it's too late. You've already seen the pattern. And once you've seen it, you can never unsee it. So keep your eyes sharp, stay grounded, and when you feel that pull towards someone who carries your energy, don't run from it. Test it, feel it, honor it, because that might just be the very connection they've been trying to keep you from all along. Because lions were never meant to hunt alone. They were meant to reclaim the land together, and that is exactly what's happening now. Number 3. Your loneliness was orchestrated, not accidental. They built cages out of silence and called it destiny. But it was never destiny, it was design. A psychological blueprint crafted to make you believe that your isolation was proof of your insignificance. But chosen one, let's set the record straight. You weren't alone because you weren't worthy. You were alone because your worth was untouchable, too strong to be tamed, too rare to be replicated, and too powerful to be allowed near others like you. They didn't leave your phone dry by mistake. They didn't.
So I'm gonna read this because it's funny that I'm really gonna disguise the topic that I was reading about earlier today when that video came in my feed about a specific celebrity that the whole world feels like. I just give a hint. The whole world feels like they didn't have the child and it was a surrogate. So those claims and skip all that. A lot of people was debating in the comments about the time of the birth and all of that stuff, and said it's no way possible that this could be what happened because it was so far apart. And then I'll read this story of Adriana. Adriana, it was by this Karen Gee. It's like one of the saddest and cruelest stories to date. This is Adriana Smith. And Adriana was a black woman, nurse and mother from the Atlanta area who was declared. Understand, I'm only reading this because I see that this person was targeted, and this is a nurse that was targeted. Adriana was a black. I'm thirsty. Adriana was a black woman, nurse and mother from the Atlanta area who was declared brain dead while approximately 9 weeks pregnant after her health concerns were dismissed. Understand? Let's drink a little bit, go back to that, and repeat the first clue. It's a two in one whammy. The first clue and one of the tactics. Adriana was a black woman, nurse, and mother from the Atlanta area who was declared brain dead while approximately 9 weeks pregnant after her health. Bold letters after her health concerns were dismissed, and she was denied the care she deserved. Although deceased, her body remained on a ventilator life support to sustain her pregnancy. Remember, she was carrying a 2-month-old baby at the time of her death. She was fed a cocktail of drugs to stop her body from decomposing and to allow the fetus to gestate because of Georgia's 6-week abortion ban. Adriana Smith was legally dead. Her family's wishes requiring her to end her life care were reportedly overwritten by the hospital's inter- um, interpretation of Georgia's abortion law. Many argue that this violated her bodily autonomy and dignity in death, effectively turning her body into an incubator without her consent or the full consent of her family. That bobcat keep throwing me off. It's right here by the car. Oh, what was I? What is a brain dead? Damn, I missed the line. Shit. Prolonged child gestation in her brain. In her brain dead as an experiment too, as there is a very little data on the health. As there is very little data on the health outcomes for babies born this way. This was a medical experiment. Understand, this was a medical experiment. The 1 pound, it's all about DNA, keep it in mind while you listening to this. The 1 pound baby was removed by C-section on Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. Here's another tactic, another clue. The number of spirituality, they have to use it. It's not that they want to, they have to. It is possible that the baby's body will never be able to walk. Abortion in the past would have been performed. Georgia's a state with the Life Act. The law bans abortions for women after there is a detectable fetal heartbeat, usually at 6 weeks. The law recognizes an embryo or fetus as a person after 6 weeks of development. Fetus can be claimed as dependent for the purposes of Georgia state taxes. A fetus can't be claimed as okay. The case highlights how state abortion laws, particularly those granting parent personhood to a fetus, can complicate end of life care and potentially override patient and family autonomy. Many argue that the state's interest in fetal life should not supersede the rights of a deceased individual or their family's wishes. Adriana became a human incubator, no more, less, or no more, no less. Many people believe that she was used as an experiment just to see how little. Let's go back. Many people believe that she was used as an experiment just to see how little is needed for a baby to survive. Maybe Adriana Smith, rest in peace, a young lady on TikTok, has stated to go from. So I just gave you another technique based off the goal of the program for the people that's on this program that has the rare blood. And I believe Miss Adriana, if they research her life and the years leading up to her demise, they would see that she was going through a long list of tactics as an experiment to see. Yeah, I had to end the line because I'm kind of like short of breath right now. I think because I need to get some water right now, but I gotta get this off my chest because I could tell that they using some type of software that's making me feel like that too. Cause my eyes are watery. I need to turn the light around and show you why am I crying? Damn, the light. I have tears in my eyes. I literally have tears in my eyes, and I'm not fucking crying. But I gotta say this because um, I guess they don't want me to say that, but I guarantee you that young lady was going through similar situations that people that's on the list been mentioning happening to them. And like I told you earlier, these people that's on the list that have children, and somewhere down the line they need results from their children with whatever result they need because it's a part of the exercise, and because you're a part of the subject that need results from the offspring, and they literally gave the baby, the fetus, the biggest experiment ever before they was even born, documenting how long they could survive, if they could survive, while your mom with these rare mutations in chromosomes is dead. Okay, so I gotta get off live now. So that's the answer to that. To the people who feel like that celebrity didn't have access to the funds to buy those services from the Brotherhood, that's studying people like that and doing that. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. I'm finna end the live.